On November 15th, you can have dinner with Eric Metaxas right here in Alabama. Metaxas, the author of Bonhoeffer and Letter to the American Church, will keynote 1819 News' first annual Albert Patterson Gala on November 15th at the Barber Motorsports Event Center in Birmingham. To learn more and sponsor a table, visit 1819news.com/gala. Again, that's Eric Metaxas on November 15th. Go to 1819news.com/gala to learn more.
Police in Montgomery are searching for a runaway teenage girl. 15-year-old Madison Gary Kemp was last seen on Wednesday of last week near her home in Montgomery. Gary Kemp is described as black, 5'8", 200 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information on the teenager should call Crime Stoppers or the Montgomery Police Department. Alabama native and NASCAR legend Bobby Allison has died at the age of 86. Allison was part of the Alabama Gang from 1961 to 1988 and was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame as one of the 50 greatest drivers. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Good afternoon on this Veterans Day from Prattville Carpets, Prattville, Alabama, broadcasting for our annual holiday food drive. We kick it off today. We're asking for your help, and all you have to do to help us out, when you go grocery shopping for the upcoming holidays, pick up an extra non-perishable food item like a can of corn or green beans, or perhaps a box of spaghetti, or anything bagged, anything non-perishable. We'll take it, give it to the food bank. It will get distributed between now and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and some of our families in the area, which are hungry 24/7, will have a really good holiday meal. I find it hard to believe. Sometimes I say I'm hungry, but I go and sit down and eat. There's a lot of people out there that are hungry 24/7. We're trying to help them as much as we can. The Holiday Food Drive, Blue Water Broadcasting, underway on this Veterans Day. We're here at Prattville Carpets, Cobb Ford Road till 12:30. We're in the Sprinter Van. Come on by and see us. We would love to see you, and we hope that you're going to have a blessed holiday season coming up. And by the way, wrapping up our broadcast, happy Veterans Day.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is the Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Hey, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can.
I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome to a new era and a Monday. And still happy about last week, Eddie?
Oh,
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I'm very happy too.
Yeah.
And here, move the camera a little bit so people can actually see more of that shirt. Like, kind of pull, scoot back and like show it to folks. It's my favorite people call me Pop Pop.
Yes.
Man, that's just downright wholesome.
It's great.
I like that.
It's great. Good people.
No, it's the things that matter, really, at the end of the day. But there are things going on online.
Oh?
that I find fascinating. You know, you get a few days out, you have time to marinate, ruminate, whatever the word is, think about the
Contemplate.
yeah, like you reflect or something like that. Or you eat another hot dog and keep watching the football game and call it meditation. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
But, you know, you start really thinking about the consequences, the ramifications of this election that just happened last week. And I really think one of the big questions of the 2024 election was whether or not X, Elon Musk, and let's say Joe Rogan, whether or not this new media could elect and pick a president. And the answer is yes.
Yep.
Yes, they could. We're still waiting on results for the House. I think there's something like 10 races still undecided. Republicans need a couple more still. It really is infuriating you don't already know that. You got a few folks named Stephen Miller as Deputy Chief of Staff, Tom Homan as Border Czar, Elise Stefanik as United Nations Ambassador. So all the things that you expect after an election, well, they're happening. And they're happening quick. Though the answer, can Elon, can this new media pick a president, was answered with a resounding yes, there are more big questions ahead of us now, Eddie. Because X definitely got Trump to the dance.
Oh, yeah.
Got him the popular vote. Blue states shifting red right before our eyes. Will that same media ecosystem have the power, the juice, the mojo to be able to get in there and actually influence the swamp? That is the question. Because you might think, well, they only matter around a presidential election, but when, say, United States senators get together in their secret little room and decide who the new Senate Majority Leader will be.
With their secret vote?
Well, you have to wonder, will X play a part in all this? Will X continue to be the signal and not the noise? Will this new media ecosystem be able to cow senators in supporting our man, Rick Scott? I think it's a great question to ask. But when you look at our own senators, one of them came out very strong indeed. And that is one Coach Tommy Tuberville, who we talked about, or talked to on Friday. He sounded like he was in good spirits.
Yeah, he did.
But even last week, even when we talked to him on Friday, he seemed hesitant to even name a person. He even threw out to us, like, you might as well make J.D. Vance the guy, which Mike Lee approves of. And honestly, I think that's great. Like, if the senators, the rank and file senators, aren't going to get along and go with a true conservative, instead go with one of their 50%ers, like I'm when it comes to politics, I'm bi, is what they're essentially saying. And they're very pliable in all sorts of ways. Instead of picking, again, one of the swamp creatures who is, well, got a lot of money, be able to twist arms and stuff, why not go with a true conservative and Rick Scott? Well, Tuberville just put this out a day or so ago. Last night. The nation delivered a mandate on Tuesday, writes Coach. They want real Donald Trump's America First agenda, and they want it now. Senator Rick Scott represents millions of Americans from Alabama to California who voted for a unified Republican government.
Yep.
I'm proud to support Scott for majority leader. Now, that brings me to a headline I saw at 1819news.com, put out by the editor-in-chief there, Jeff Poore. It's their top story. What will Katie do? Of course, Senator Katie Britt that we talked to last week. She did tell us about she might get a gavel, these sorts of things. This is great. But how do you get a gavel? Who gives you the gavel?
Oh, that I don't know.
Would it be a leader?
Got to. Has to be.
But the question is, what will Katie do? You had some out there, you heard Allison Sinclair, if you're listening to that last show, put this out, that some saying, no, she's not going to vote for Cornyn or Thune, but she's not clear on Rick Scott. Jeff Poore reached out directly. But again, this vote has drawn the attention of MAGA A-listers from Tucker Carlson, Bobby Kennedy, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and even Sloppy Steve Bannon. They've all openly endorsed Scott. Tuberville, again, as we just read, is supporting Scott, and he's doing so publicly. But late Sunday evening, a Katie Britt spokesman responded to an 1819 News inquiry by saying she would reserve judgment until after a forum hosted by U.S. Senator Mike Lee on Tuesday. Quote, Senator Britt is looking forward to attending Senator Mike Lee's forum on Tuesday evening where she'll question each of the candidates. She has also spoken to each of the candidates twice in the past 2 weeks. Senator Britt wants the next Republican Senate leader to significantly overhaul how the Senate has been operating and make it actually work for the American people. She will be looking for candidates to showcase the ability to successfully advance President Trump's agenda through Congress, a commitment to restore regular order in the appropriations process, and end omnibuses, which she's talked about here.
Right.
And a plan to empower committees and decentralize power within the chamber, which honestly, all those things, if those are Senator Britt's goals, good goals. I think that actually would benefit not only the America First agenda, but Alabama.
Exactly.
But the statement goes on, saying she, Katie Britt, will ensure Alabama continues to have a strong seat at the table and that our state's values, people, and priorities are put first. Last week was a tremendous victory for our nation. Working with President Trump, a Republican Senate majority is ready to deliver real results and achieve common sense solutions for the American people. Senator Britt is eager to get to work and put America back on track. Informal whip counts, so it's like people guessing what the private vote's going to be, have it a pretty split deal right now. Now, this morning, I believe, somebody, I don't know who, but somebody leaked. I guess this was about 18 hours ago. Somebody leaked to big old reporter Benny Johnson on X a whole list, an internal whip count vote for leadership. And it shows, let's go to Tuberville. Does it have Tuberville? This is, again, as Tuberville was announced, it has Tuberville supporting Scott.
Okay.
It has people you think, like J.D. Vance supporting Scott.
Okay.
Even Rubio supporting Scott. And Scott supporting Scott.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, the other Scott from South Carolina, he's supporting Thune. But let me see here. McConnell's going with Thune. Lummis, who I love about Bitcoin, which is going to the moon, she's going with Thune. Kennedy, you know, John Kennedy from Louisiana,
Yep.
says Cornyn here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Cruz, it says Thune. Ted. Why, Ted? Why? And under Katie Britt's name, it says John Cornyn. Now, this is just something leaked to X in the media.
Mm-hmm.
The same reporter came out last night and said, I just received a call from an impeccable, high-profile source confirming the publication of this list is moving votes to Rick Scott in real time. Keep the pressure up.
I see.
And so the pressure continues to be put on. But now the swamp is pushing back a little bit. They've gone to one of their favorite places, Politico Playbook.
Yeah.
It says, this morning we have a news flash for Senator Rick Scott's overzealous allies. Congratulations. Your campaign appears to be backfiring badly. You, the people, you in the media world with tens of millions of followers, how dare you suggest that you have influence over us? We're senators. Here's a quote from that piece. The bulk of the Republican rank and file is not pleased at all. We spoke with one senator who was aghast at the effort, as well as a GOP aide who said the campaign is, quote, pissing off senators whose votes Rick needs to win.
I see.
Quote, senators do not take kindly to having an army of social media trolls attack them, the aides texted us last night. Well, the true bridge trolls live in Washington, D.C., as we know.
Yeah. Yes.
But I just love how whoever's being quoted in here is like, hey, like we're public officials, but this is a private affair. It's a secret and private affair for us senators. Stop acting like this is like some publicly accountable institution. This is a private club. But doesn't that sound like actually the pressure's working?
Of course.
Yes. Because without the pressure, there's no way Rick Scott was going to win this thing. No way. But the pressure continues to build. And the question for us here in Alabama is we know where Senator Tuberville's going. What will Senator Katie Britt decide? Maybe she is waiting to Mike Lee's whole, get together.
Give a spiel.
Yeah. It's like a forum.
Yeah.
I would love to go to that. I mean, I'm not a senator, so I'm not invited, but I probably would stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Be a cool move.
Yeah, I'd sit next to Rand Paul. Yeah. Yeah, like with his Rand Paul hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's going to be on Tuesday evening. And so maybe we'll get an announcement. But the question is, what will Senator Katie Britt do? If you'd like to influence things some, we could do it on X or we could do it the old-fashioned way. That D.C. office for Senator Katie Britt, 202-224-5744. That's 202-224-5744. Don't be an ass, but just say, please vote for Rick Scott. Let's get this thing done. 272-9228 if you want to get in on our conversation. Of course, today is
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
That's right. How do you say it? Veterans or veterans?
Either way. Depends on
Veterans.
my mood. Yeah. Well, I live with a veteran.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Yes, he is. He tell you about some of the stuff he used to do?
Oh, yeah. In details. From the gripes with the bureaucracy to working at Strategic Air Command, Nebraska, at working at Minuteman Silo. Interesting stuff. I think he was a chief maintenance guy on the SR-71 for a while, which he's explained some of it that he remembers, and I'm like, that's just nuts. Like how much had to be done as soon as that plane lands because of how fast and how hot it was going. Yeah.
Got to get out of there, too. Ain't no hanging around.
Yeah. No, he's talked to me in great detail, and it really did kind of make my day when I saw Coach Senator Tuberville honoring him on the Senate floor last year. That was great. Awesome because, as much as he talks about it, he's also not like...
humble about it.
Yeah, he is humble about it. There's two guys, though, that were my Uncle Scott's friends since high school. They're still around here.
Mm-hmm.
They call him Colonel, and they've always called him Colonel since high school, but nobody else does. And he kind of doesn't even like it. But happy Veterans Day, Bob. Appreciate your service. Now, I'm going to have to say that all day.
If you see a veteran, I think they'd appreciate it.
But have you seen the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, where everybody walks in, everybody's like, thank you for your service. And Larry's like, hey, man, good to meet you. Wait, you thanked him. Larry, we don't need to thank you.
Keep thanking
No, thank a veteran. Because, especially here in Alabama, I think veterans are going to want to have a say in where this state goes, especially with everything that went on with I guess he was fired by Supreme Executive Authority, the Director of Veterans Affairs, Kent Davis.
What is going on with that, do you know?
I don't know exactly what the next step is. It is up to lawyers to kind of decide, did Ivy have that authority? I suspect she might have.
I would think so.
But that could be tested in court. But you know what's going to happen a week from today?
What's that?
About this time, we'll be in the middle of the conversation with Admiral Kent Davis.
Really?
Yes. He'll be joining the show.
Nice.
And I'm looking to not just look into this latest controversy, but to actually get to know him. Because I know there are many veterans who speak very highly of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get to know him, his background, the work he's did with the Veterans Affairs folks, and especially helping veterans with mental health issues. The suicide numbers are insane, and many think are much higher than what's officially reported because, there are things like insurance and.
I agree with that.
And it is truly a crisis. And these folks that sign up, who volunteer, we don't have a draft anymore.
Right.
Not in the way we once did. These folks who sign up, who volunteer, often see stuff they can't unsee. Kind of left in the lurch. Shouldn't happen. If I know this state at all, I know that there is so much love for veterans in this place. So much so I probably shouldn't even brought up that Curb Your Enthusiasm joke. But why, of all the institutions, of all the departments in the state, was this one made an example of by the governor?
Good question.
But aside from the politics and the controversy, I want to know from Admiral Kent Davis, how do we continue to help veterans, no matter what the insiders in Montgomery think? 272-9228 if you want to join the program. See, we got insiders in D.C., we got insiders here in Montgomery, we got insiders everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Old Navy.
Hey, Old Navy. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm a 20-year Navy veteran.
Thank you, sir.
I'm 100% disabled. I had to go through the VA process. It took me 7 years. 7 years to get through the VA process. And they wonder why the suicide rate is so high.
And when you say get through the process, kind of, what do you mean? Because I don't know the process.
Well, the process is that you have to prove that you had the disease or whatever you got was attributed to your military service, and I get that. I worked on Navy reactors for 20 years, and I got cancer. So it should have been cut and dry.
Yes.
But because the policy is deny, deny, deny until they die, 80% of the people that put in for VA assistance, they get disapproved the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what they do. So then you have to go to the appeal process. And when I put in for the appeal process, there were 300,000 cases ahead of me.
Wow.
So by the time it got through the appeals process and I won, 7 years had gone by. It's criminal.
It is. And you can't get those years back. And it is cut and dry. If you're working right there with reactors and you got cancer, it doesn't take a doctor to even think it through. That's nuts.
Yep. And then when they did acknowledge that I was right, they owed me back pay, and they took them 7 months to pay that.
It's what is the bureaucracy is just, it's unconscionable. It dehumanizes people. You're just a number in their system that they're processing, and it shouldn't be that way. It should never be that way.
I just wanted to bring it up on Veterans Day, that's all.
Well, thank you for your service, sir, and thank you for this call.
Thank you for the opportunity. Bye.
Thank you, Old Navy.
Good hearing from him. Yep, there's a lot of veterans who are proud of what they did serving, and as they should be. You know, we mentioned on the show the lack of trust in institutions. The one institution, well, small business, but the other one that actually is above water, over 50%, is the U.S. military. And I don't think folks are thinking about the Pentagon or the DOD.
No, not at all.
Or the Joint Chiefs. I think they're thinking of that person in uniform. That sailor, that soldier, that airman, that Marine. That's their brother, their sister, their father, their mother, their wife, their husband. You will hear often on this show, and we ain't going to stop, a heck of a lot of criticism of American foreign policy. especially the ones that were made, the decisions, policy decisions made in the last couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
But you will never hear us question the beautiful ethos of somebody who is a warrior, as others would call a sheepdog. Somebody who puts their tail on the line in order to protect the country and the people they love. And there is something extra galling, salt in the womb, and those folks are either led astray, they sign up and then they find out halfway through, serving, like, what the heck are we even doing here? Or those, when they come back and they need help the most, are left in the lurch. Shouldn't happen, but it does. Again, next week, I look forward to talking to Admiral Kent Davis about this and many other angles to helping veterans, to working and serving veterans. They served us here in the great state of Alabama. You know, that call from Old Navy, it must happen so often it is now a catchphrase: deny, deny, deny until they die.
It is. That's it. It's not the only one like that.
Oh, I've heard horror stories about the local VAs, especially with things like drug addiction and, from the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
Like, it's a mess. 272-9228. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, thanks for letting me on,
Hey,
Joey
Robert.
and Eddie. I've tuned in for a minute, and happy Veterans Day.
Happy
Veterans Day, sir.
I don't know how to feel about being a veteran. I did serve, but I did serve. There was no war. In other words, I have no glory. And I didn't serve in order to get glory. I just served. It's something I did in my youth, and I'm older now.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely like hearing the other callers too. So this ain't nothing about that. But do y'all want to hear me sing a song that I knew when I was a little kid?
No.
No, Joey.
No, I do not.
Joey, you still there?
You can say my name a few times. I still don't want to hear it.
Well, look, and I think y'all probably remember it too. But this land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Gulf Stream waters to the whatever. This land is made for you and me. And now I know we all have our different plight, our different things, but I just want every veteran on Veterans Day to know I did not have to ever make a sacrifice like them, but I'm fully with them. Believe it or not, I mean, you kind of learn that in the military. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Hey, thank you for letting me on, brother.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Robert. Actually, it's a good song. It's a bit of an earworm. 272-9228 if you want to hop in on the program. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And there at River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and his team are ready to help you with that roof of yours. Now, whether it's an asphalt or a metal roof, it should be inspected on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
Manufacturers say like every 3 to 5 years for basic preventative maintenance, but
That's in a perfect world, though, Joey.
and we've been saying what? Like, do it every year?
I would do it every year. In Alabama, look at the extreme temperatures we have.
It's tornado season too.
Oh, don't
Like,
forget
and
about
I'm not
that.
even saying a tornado actually hits you. I mean, like the debris that
Right.
you just don't know. It's not like you're going to climb up on the roof and check yourself.
True.
It's not like you can call Secret Service with all these slanted roofs around here, sloped and
Ooh, boy.
Now, that's why you got to call the pros, River Region Contracting, and do it every year. And you're like, well, how's that? How much? I'm not made of money. I'm like,
But
well,
Joey,
their inspections are free, you
absolutely
know,
free, Joey.
always free.
Always.
And if they do find an issue, they'll write up an estimate for
That's
free
right.
as well. and their insurance specialist. So if they do find a problem with your roof, your insurance might cover. Sometimes you got to fight them.
Yep.
They can actually fight for you, walk you through that claims process, make it a swift and easy experience. So check out River Region Contracting today. 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and the team there that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
For over 40 years, Headley Plumbing has been fixing the River Region's plumbing problems with fast, affordable service. The pros at Headley are ready to respond anytime you need help, and they charge fair rates for their expert service. They help River Region homes and businesses every day, from repairing leaky faucets, septic tank service, replacing damaged sewer lines, or just unstopping a blocked drain. Trust the experts at Headley Plumbing. Call 285-3667. Headley Plumbing, 285-3667. Remember Headley's motto, in our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Hi, everybody. Happy Veterans Day. Thanks to all of you for your service. Weather today, not too bad. High temperature near 80. Rain chances are not zero, but we'll say 20% or less. Could be an isolated shower somewhere in the area. Otherwise, limited sunshine today. Tonight's low down to the upper 50s, so a little cooler than it has been. Tuesday's a nice day with a good bit of sun. Comfortable high 78. Clouds increasing on Wednesday, high in the middle 70s. Then showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday night and first thing Thursday morning as a cold front moves through the state. Thursday's high only 71. We'll go down to 50 on Thursday night. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACB.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Oh, we got somebody commenting on the stream saying the people want Scott. I think they do.
Oh, yeah, I think they do.
Oh, and all these folks have spoken out.
Yeah.
All these big MAGA names. And the people themselves. And they're not just big names in the sense that, like, they say it, we believe it. It's like, no, they have their finger on the pulse of where people are. It's kind of common sense. Rick Scott is the true conservative in this leader race.
Yeah.
Everybody I love in the Senate. Mike Lee, Coach Tuberville, Rand Paul. They're all supporting Tim Scott. Do the right thing, Senator Brett. Do the right thing. Now, there's this whole list, as we read off, floating around, that said that Brett was going with Cornyn or something like that.
But the list said,
it also had Senator from Louisiana, John Kennedy, who we like very much.
I love this guy.
He's kind of old school in how he does the politicking.
I'd like to sit down and have a drink with that man. Or even dinner.
Well, he says the list out there, it's fake. But let's hear it from him directly.
Well, there's an official-looking document floating around the internet that supposedly says, here's how every Republican senator would vote, and here's who he or she would vote for.
Well, I mean, I didn't see a very official-looking document. I just saw a guy's tweet.
Oh, you wouldn't like a picture of nothing?
Yeah, but it was a very detailed tweet. So you're like, yeah, it might be true.
Verbatim tweet.
But anyway, let's let the senator finish.
For Senate Majority Leader. And in an unprecedented act of selflessness, it has Senator Thune actually voting against himself and for Senator Cornyn. If you think this list is real or accurate, then you probably think that Elvis is alive and running a small bait stand on Lake Erie. We haven't even had a meeting yet to hear the formal proposals from the three nominees about how, if at all, they will run things differently than Senator McConnell. Here's what I know. We will pick a leader who will advance President Trump's agenda. We saw what everybody else saw on Tuesday night. Despite what the so-called experts in Washington say, with their NPR tote bags and their organic broccoli, this was a really simple message from the people. Republicans aren't perfect, but the other side is crazy. And President Trump is going to do things differently, and we will pick a leader who will help him do that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So it's fake, and you think Elvis is alive, and you think that's real. Well, okay. It'd be interesting if somebody actually leaks the final vote. But again, it's all done in secret. Who knows?
Well, hold on now. Doesn't the Supreme Court aides occasionally leak things now? So can we trust anything to be leak proof?
Yeah, but then can you trust the leak? That's where he's at now. That's not.
Okay, like you said, though. What if it matches up, Joey?
Yeah, what if it matches up?
We've moved on since then?
Wait, and you're telling me that these savvy politicians, these brilliant operators behind the scenes, they truly are masters of, say, networking?
Okay.
I don't know if they use neuro-linguistic programming or anything like that, but, I sometimes feel hypnotized by them.
Certain ones, I'm sure.
But you think these folks, said take a beat there, you think these folks are waiting till they have their official meeting and official presentations to make up their minds? Of course, that's part of it, probably.
You got to fake that part.
Mike Lee's form's probably part of it.
Yeah.
But come on.
I think they already know.
Yeah, they kind of, they make a career out of knowing which way the cat's going to jump before the cat jumps.
Yeah. Either that or somebody's already told them.
That said, I will say that I think Senator Britt's goals she laid out are great. She's talked about those goals here on these airwaves with us. Regular order, stop it with the big omnibus spending, empower the committees, don't allow all this centralization in leadership. I think all that's fantastic. It really is. We kind of want Rick Scott. Just saying.
Putting it out there.
We want our two senators to support the real conservative. 272-9228. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Joey, are you hypnotized by Senator Katie Britt?
It depends on the day.
Okay. Just checking. Oh, Arlo Guthrie. The song that was sung earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This land is my land.
Mm-hmm. Right. Please don't start singing it yourself.
What now?
Please don't start singing it yourself.
Oh, no. I'll spare you from that. I mean, if I was going to... Never mind. I'm sorry. Don't get old men sidetracked, Joey. Arlo Guthrie.
Mm-hmm.
Folk singer. Now, if you'll do your investigation, you will see that, and I think I'm correct on this. I think a little research would bear me out. He was actually against the ownership of private property, henceforth the language within the song. This land is your land, this land is my land.
I thought you were going to say that he's a communist, essentially.
Well, do your own research, Joey.
I'm not saying he was a part of the Stalin movement, but he sounds kind of like a commie. Yeah.
I think what you'll see is that the gentleman, although it may not jump right out at you, but if you'll do your research, you will see that he was anti-private land ownership.
Well, I assume that about a lot of folks, especially when you're talking about the turn of the 20th century and the progressive movement, and it was kind of all the rage.
See, Joey, that is why we are where we are now with the so-called progressive movement. And what's the man's name? Dewey in education and others like him.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we managed to arrive right here, where we are with the adulteration of everything, and where those on the far left have taken over essentially our libraries. Not all of them, but many of them. And it's because people on the right, we tend to shine a spotlight on what is wrong rather than finding something that is right to get behind.
Reminds me of a folk song.
Even a folk song, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making any kind of sense at all,
No,
Joe,
dude,
or am I just babbling?
You're making plenty of sense, and I heard you when I was driving in talking about the creature from Jekyll Island, and you're about to go on to Austrian business cycle theory, and I'm like, who is this guy? He's awesome.
Have you read the book yet, Joey?
No, I have not. It's 500 and something pages, like you said, and
well,
I don't
Joey,
know all the ins and outs of how it was created to know how bad the Federal Reserve is.
Okay, and I'm with you there, because like I said earlier, about 75% of what's in there is things that you have either heard or you know inherently.
Yeah, and it's also, I see it as a culmination of the whole movement to try to build untouchable trust. And, all those trusts were tried, like it will collude together all these big businesses in the late 1800s. Even I think Teddy Roosevelt, he's busting
the big trust buster.
Yeah, but he's probably busting the trust on behalf of other folks that are his clients.
It's kind of like
if
you roll up in your neighborhood and you see some people being handcuffed, and later you find out that there was a drug bust.
Mm-hmm.
But those were people that were not necessarily under the umbrella that others are under.
Correct. And so what they figured out, especially the banks, is the only way we have this sort of untouchable control is you create something that's sanctioned by the government, but it's still independent from the political process.
Correct. And it's they're all crooks. That is the quickest way to sum it up. But I continue to offer to you Daniel and Habakkuk. God puts them in that position, and he pulls them out. And now we have Donald Trump, who is no savior. We know who the savior is. All right, Joey?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm not sure who's tiring of who, whether you're tiring of me or I'm tiring of you. But anyway, I think we've reached a point where we can move on now.
Yeah, did you just quote my ex? That's amazing. I appreciate it, James.
Well, ta-ta.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Emmanuel is king. what he was just saying.
I know. It's like, I kind of don't think it has to be conspicuous.
Thank you. Now, previous caller was a Navy man who had the cancer. It got me worrying because a young man who I used to feed him baby bottle, he is now Master Chief of nuclear power plant in the Pacific out there, and he just got to be Master Chief last year. I am now worried that maybe I could tell him he needs to get something else to do other than working around reactors. That really worried me. The poor man, he said that he took a fight to get to 100% disability. I have known other vets who had to fight the VA, and one of them was in the desert, got IED, blew up the Humvee he was sitting in. He had half his head left. His family has to take care of him, and I mean completely taking care of him. He got a lot of pieces missing, and he's still in his head, but his body is not with him, and the family having to take care of the son. Now, he had not even been given 100% disability. They gave him like 80%. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Because out at okay, now I got too many things in my mind because now I'm trying to help a lady who had to go from Andalusia all the way to Birmingham because they told her to go up there to get the MRI when we got 4 places here in Montgomery could do you an MRI. It might be something to do with her insurance.
Yes.
That I have agreement with somebody here in Montgomery. It makes me sick. You should see me. I mean, I'm sorry, Eddie has seen me once, and I think he looked at me sideways, one eye closed. He made funny faces. But I am still here. I will help whoever I can. Arlo, I did not know that Arlo did not like private property, but anyway, all of them were singing about the Alice and living
Alice
in
restaurant.
the dirt. But I did like the song where it had great lines. But now if somebody's got a problem owning personal property, they better come see me before they go anywhere else. I'll tell them about owning some personal property. All right. Anyway, you guys have always done a good job. I have no beef with you other than you wear stretchy pants. That's okay. You know, it's a free country. You can wear stretchy pants if you want to.
Well, they're not that stretchy. It's not like I'm walking around in yoga pants.
Thank God.
Now, Eddie's like, oh, thank God. No, Eddie's like, no, that would have been a good day.
You know one thing about Eddie? Eddie has great taste in cool shirts.
Yes, he does.
I think the man is awesome. By the way, Eddie Bader there, if I ever need to do business in real estate and houses and stuff, I'm going to holler at you because my home dream is an octagon dome on the lake.
They used to have one. It's ironic you bring that up. There used to be one on Lake Jordan. I don't know what happened to it. But it was there in the 80s and it was gone.
The alien buy it and then beam it up?
I don't know what happened to it. It was the coolest looking place up on a hill overlooking the lake. I don't know
might be where I got part of my memory because I had been all around Jordan and Martin.
Yeah,
and
it was
Logan.
there. I think they built it in the 70s is my guess. But it was a cool looking place.
In Wetumpka, there's a house up in Jasmine Hill, Eddie. Half the house is under a bunch of dirt.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That house has like no air conditioning bill to speak of, man.
Doesn't need it.
Well,
hang in there, and I love y'all very much.
Love you too, Daddy.
Appreciate
See you, brother,
it.
man.
You know, there's something about Veterans Day that every time we do a show on Veterans Day, it's so sad. Like the stories that people tell.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't be a downer. This day of all day should not be, but you just hear it from veterans.
Well, I think most of them, it's the fight that they're having to make, which is a ridiculous fight. They've already given all they were supposed to give, and now they're looking to their country to live up to their end of the bargain. That's the problem.
Just another aspect of the country that needs fixing and fixing quick.
Yeah.
I'm happy to start with that instead of the border even. No, we'll probably do it all at once.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be right back, folks, hopefully with Austin Barenko of Invista Advisor.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I do love it. Made me so happy because I took kind of a break from all politics this weekend.
Probably a good idea.
Just I needed it after that week and this whole months and years of leading up to that. But it made me so happy when I started looking at X this morning at how much the fight is still on. It's not like, oh, we won a presidential election, now we're going to go away. It's like, no, we're the media now.
Have you seen some of the pics? I'm sure you have, like the border pic. That guy.
Oh, Tom Homan?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a clip ready to go. Yeah, we'll play it, remind you of who Tom Homan is.
It took me all
Now,
2
did you
seconds
see
to
the,
remember
we don't
that.
have this clip queued up, but did you see the one where it's like 60 Minutes recently and they're like, how can you deport people without separating families? He goes, easy. You deport the families together.
Family.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. That's the clip who reminded me exactly who he was.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy. This
Like,
guy.
He's not playing, man.
No. No, not at all.
Well, and that is the front that you need for that sort of institution. Like, we're serious.
Yeah.
No, I suspect Tom Homan's got a big old heart.
I suspect he does too.
But he also believes in, law.
Right. Exactly. And I don't know. I like that. I've liked some of the other picks they've talked about. I know a lot of these people on these committees are nervous as they can be because they're fixing to lose their job.
Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert.
Yeah, this is Robert.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I was curious. I heard you guys talking about Arlo Guthrie, and I was curious whether you ever heard the Bernie Sanders, I think it was done in a reggae version.
Like, wait, Bernie Sanders doing this?
Yes, Bernie Sanders recorded an album, and it had This Land is My Land, This Land is Your Land, and I think he did it with a kind of a reggae twist.
Okay, hold on. I think I might have it here.
Is that right?
1 second. Yeah, okay, C-SPAN. We know you have sponsors.
C-SPAN,
Here
created
it is,
by
I
cable.
think. Is that Fred Armisen? Okay, that's terrible sound. I want to see Bernie singing.
First time calling, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you for
Thank you,
calling us
Robert.
in. I'll have to look this up, man, see if I can actually find the full thing.
See the
Yeah, I know when he was running down in Florida where I live, they used to play it all the time. And so I know it's up.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, well, it makes sense that they would use that song for Bernie. It all fits. Ugh.
All right, guys. I'll call back.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you.
I didn't even know that was a real thing.
You saw Bernie kind of threw some stuff out there this weekend about the party there.
Well, they've abundant working people in this country. I haven't done a Bernie in a while. I need to work on it.
Yeah, but is it not true? Have they not?
No, he's right.
Yeah.
And he also, screwed me in many.
Exactly.
I'm sounding too much like Obama. You know what I mean. It's been
That's
a while
what I
since
keep
I've done
waiting for
Bernie.
Bernie to come out and go, let's be honest, they screwed me.
Many times. And yet he still played ball. I don't get it.
Got him a couple houses out of the deal.
Let's go to Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis?
This is Charlie, Joyce.
Oh, Charlie.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Charlie. Eddie wrote it down as Dennis
sure
for
did.
some reason.
Eddie, what's going on, man?
I got Dennis on the
and
mind.
Charlie, that's a big difference.
He was hypnotized earlier.
Hey, man, I want to share something with y'all. This will blow your mind. I personally feel like Veterans Day should be every day because I deal with a lot of veterans in the business that I've run for 35 years. Tell you a little story. We done a job for General Hal Moore in Auburn at his home years ago. I mean, several years ago. And we go in, I meet his son, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. General Moore comes down. He's got his robe on. He's got the Army emblem on there. At that point in time, I think he was over 85 at that time. But anyways, we're talking about remodeling his bathroom because he lives in an older home and it's just very unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, his son, Bob, says, Charlie, when you're talking to us, direct your questions toward my dad. I said, I'll be more than happy to do that. And it was an honor for me to meet General Moore because I've got 3 sons that have served in the Army. And while we were sitting there, he was sitting there eating breakfast, and I just looked over there at him, and I said, well, General Moore, can I ask you a question, sir? He said, you sure can, Thornton. So I said, would you want to see about going through the VA, having your bathroom remodeled? He laid his fork down on the plate. I never will forget this. And he looked at me, and when he looked at me, man, it was like shooting darts through me. He said, call me by my last name. He said, well, I'll just tell you the way he said it. He said, Thornton, I've got one thing to say about the VA. They can go straight to hell. Bob's sitting over there, and he laughs. He said, no, Charlie, he said, if Daddy wants something, we just do it for him because he's been an outstanding father. He served our country in Vietnam. It was unbelievable. He's been a godsend for our family. And I want to tell you guys something. We may celebrate Veterans Day one day a year, but you would not believe the vets out here that suffer because of the situation that they're put in. And I think a lot of it has to do with the people that they deal with, the promises that they're made that they don't come true, and in 90% of them, and they're in their well, I would say probably 80-something% are probably in their 70s, going into their 80s. It's a crying shame, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. There's vets right now in Central Alabama that do not deal with the Montgomery office. They go to Tuscaloosa because they like the people there more so than they do the ones here in Montgomery. And it's amazing. I mean, it really, truly is amazing. They send letters out to vets promising them to do work in their homes, and they make it sound like they have these checks waiting on them, already filled out with their name on there. And then when they find the contractors to come in and take care of the job, oh my word, you wouldn't believe what all this demanded from the contractors to do the work. which I can understand that. You got to be legally contracted, licensed, and
Oh,
all
right.
like that.
Right. But it's the red tape. It's the bureaucracy. It's just getting in the way of people actually helping each other. And
Joey, you're 100% right, buddy. But I'm gonna tell you, the veterans just touched my heart because my family is, we had a lot of individuals in my family that served in the military and all like that. And I hate to see these guys that have put their lives on the line and have suffered injuries from being at war in foreign countries, and then come home and they're jacked up on drugs.
Yep.
They just don't get what they don't get what they should get.
Well, Charlie, I hate to
Anyway,
cut you off. I gotta hit this.
No,
top
man, I
break.
appreciate your time.
Thank you for that call. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. President Biden says Veterans Day is a day of coming together in honor of those who served in the armed forces. The president spoke after placing a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery today. Russian glide bombs, drones, and a ballistic missile smashed into cities in southern and eastern Ukraine, killing at least 6 civilians and injuring about 30 others. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russia has recently intensified strikes that have long tormented civilian areas. Bobby Allison, a NASCAR Hall of Famer, died Saturday. He was 86 and died at home in Mooresville, North Carolina. Stocks are mixed. The Dow had 326 points, but the NASDAQ losing 38. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333. 800-885-3333.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of H&H Carpets in stock specials on waterproof luxury vinyl plank and engineered hardwood flooring at blowout sale prices. H&H Carpet across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Rich Thomas Weather. Hi, everybody. Happy Veterans Day. Thanks to all of you for your service. Weather today, not too bad. High temperature near 80. Rain chances are not 0, but we'll say 20% or less. Could be an isolated shower somewhere in the area. Otherwise, limited sunshine today. Tonight's low down to the upper 50s, so a little cooler than it has been. Tuesday's a nice day with a good bit of sun. Comfortable high 78. Clouds increasing on Wednesday, high in the middle 70s. Then showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday night and first thing Thursday morning as a cold front moves through the state. Thursday's high only 71. We'll go down to 50 on Thursday night. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
Joining us now, folks, we have Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great today. How are you, Joey?
Oh, I'm all right. I took a long break from the politics, and I woke up happy looking at X this morning. So things are going in the right direction in that regard.
Good. Yeah, last week was a very fun week. Everyone's hyper-focused on politics, and we're trying to reset this week, but certainly still pleased.
Now, can we kind of just remind folks of sort of the general services y'all offer there at Invista? We often, talk some of the latest trends going on in the news, but think it'd be good to remind folks sort of the holistic way y'all go about planning and preserving people's wealth.
Yeah, definitely. I'll break it down to the most simple service that we provide, and it encompasses a lot. You know, we try to provide white glove financial services, and what that means is really whatever a client needs, we can do. We hold all types of licenses and registrations. We have access to tons of different products and services. So anything from cash flow and net worth analysis, insurance planning, estate planning, product sales to a degree if you're looking for a very specific or unique product. And then, even most recently, an example of something I dealt with today to give clients an example of what I mean by white glove service. I have a client who's been a long-time client, and she has recently become incapacitated in assisted living. And she is in a situation where her power of attorney now has to step in on her behalf to manage her assets later in life. And so I've been on the phone with her power of attorney this morning, as well as some of the back offices of the companies where her investments reside and are custodied. And we're making sure that the flow of cash to her assisted living and in-home care isn't stopped or interrupted because of this unfortunate situation that she's had. And so these are the types of things that a lot of times clients don't think about. Everyone wants a guy who's going to have great investments and do great work for you on the management side. But what about on the life side when somebody does have a situation and you have to have somebody that you can trust and is professional to make sure that your family and your money and your livelihood, even when you're incapacitated, is still handled? And so it's an unfortunate situation, and I wish I could say we dealt with less of this, but we deal with a lot of these types of scenarios. And so for any listeners out there that may have mothers or fathers that are aging and haven't quite put a plan in place yet, waiting on that type of stuff doesn't benefit anybody. It doesn't benefit the client. If our client hadn't already taken steps to give us authority to move money like this well in advance, it would be too late. This would be an uphill battle that would probably have to be dealt with in probate after she passes. So if you're thinking about it out there, acting sooner is better for everyone involved.
Well, and it all begins with a phone call, folks. Let them get to know you and kind of what your estate's doing, what you're doing in terms of take care of yourself and especially your family. That number is 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that you heard Austin here on the radio with that Joey fella.
Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate your partnership.
Appreciate you, sir. Again, Austin Baranco with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. An arrest has been made after a weekend mass shooting at Tuskegee University left one person dead and 16 others injured. 25-year-old Jarquez Myrick was arrested in Montgomery Sunday afternoon. Myrick was found in possession of a handgun with a machine gun conversion device. Tuskegee University has canceled all classes scheduled for today. A Montgomery man has died following a motorcycle crash early Sunday morning. The two-vehicle accident happened around 2:30 a.m. Sunday in the 3700 block of Norman Bridge Road. 28-year-old Eric Laverne Miller was taken to a nearby hospital where he later died from his injuries. Montgomery police need your help in locating a runaway teenager. 15-year-old Madison Gary Kemp was last seen Wednesday night at her home in Montgomery. She is described as 5'8", approximately 200 pounds, with black hair, perhaps with burgundy braids. Please contact the Montgomery Police Department with any information regarding Madison Gary Kemp. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Independent Glass has been your one-stop shop for all things glass since 1978. They offer a full range of architectural products, and they're armed with the knowledge and expertise to get even the most demanding job done, big or small. Attention to detail, 24-hour replacement services, and their uncompromising commitment to excellence is why Montgomery's first choice for all things glass is Independent Glass. Call them today at 263-2823 and learn more about what they can do for you at independentglassco.com.
The holiday season is quickly approaching, and what better way to spread joy than by giving back to those in need? We're calling on all of you, our generous listeners, to make this holiday season extra special for those who might be struggling. Join us for our annual holiday food drive benefiting the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. It's simple. Just gather those non-perishable food items like canned goods, pasta, rice from your pantry, and drop them off at any of our convenient sponsor locations across the river region. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can feed families in need this holiday season. Bring your donations to Rick's Jewelers in Prattville. Rick's Jewelers, where quality and service shine through. Donate what you can. It's our annual food drive from Blue Water Broadcasting and Rick's Jewelers.
To find out how you can help, go to newstalk931.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You want free speech? Let's see you acknowledge a man whose words make your blood boil, who's standing center stage and advocating at the top of his lungs that which you would spend a lifetime opposing at the top of yours.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
That won't ever get old, by the way.
That one always, he's just so, like, we don't deserve him.
Yeah.
We really don't.
That will never get old.
Now, a special shout out to kind of behind the scenes producer. He's been helping out on the X platform, on Twitter X, and that's at Patriot Czar.
Patriot Czar, yeah.
Sailor John is kind of the name he's going by right now, but he just sent me a conversation exchange he had discussing his service with another veteran. This was in 2021. And I just want to pull this up. I think it starts with a sort of, well, general message that was being sent among service members.
Okay.
It starts with someone I don't know saying, someone thanked me for my service. I was stunned and embarrassed. There was nothing special about me or anything quote-unquote heroic or above and beyond the call that I performed. I did what I had to do for mostly selfish reasons at the time. I needed a job, wanted educational benefits, just like most everyone else. Then I realized it's not about me. It's about all who served and never lived to hear a thank you. I'm accepting their thank you for them also. And I should do so with honor and graciously with humility. Thank you, Lord. May I always serve with honor. Patriot Czar then said, I am honored and blessed in many ways for having been chosen for and given the opportunity to serve. My service has given back to me possibly more than I deserve. Perhaps that is why it seems so strange to hear others say thank you. but still say thank you. All the same. You know, and I think about it, like roommates that are veterans, like old friends who went off, did the other route, enlisted instead of I jumped right into Auburn. You know, a bunch of folks too that, you know, there might be some real estates walking around these parts that used to serve.
A lot of them.
The Air Force and even the Navy and Army, Marines.
That's right. Coast Guard. I know all of them.
Well, and there's something appealing about Alabama, obviously, to veterans, because a lot of them do choose to retire here. Low cost of living, kind of great folks, and the folks around here really do love those who serve. But there is something about the bureaucracy. We keep coming to that. That the bureaucracy and the red tape stop people from helping one another. And I'm getting a little tired of it because it's not just in veteran circles. It's in almost every aspect of every institution in our society, especially the government touches. And it's about time we start taking the trash out. We need some garbage collection. There are a lot of rules and regs. There are a lot of institutions that just shouldn't exist anymore. But we'll see. We shall see. This is part of the program brought to you by Clearwater Property Management. And they're at Clearwater Property Management, Rewater, and the team are ready to help you with tree removal. And that's like full-on tree removal. Maybe, God forbid, you had a tree fall on your property.
Or maybe you had one hit by lightning.
Yeah, and you're just worried about it in general. Like, okay, this thing is going to come
down and get
tumbling
it out
down.
of here.
Yeah, I don't want it hitting the roof, or else you're going to have to call another one of our sponsors.
Right, you want to take control of that situation. Don't let the weather predict or tell you when that tree's going to fall.
And then, of course, they can also help you short of full-on tree removal, tree trimming. So maybe it could be line-of-sight issues or aesthetic reasons, branches hitting the siding of the house or overhanging too much. Or it could be you're tired of driving through those branches every time you go up and down the driveway. It's a real thing. I know it's happening.
Look at half the cars around here. You know that.
And, of course, they also do stump grinding there at Clearwater's Property Management. So you can get rid of not only that ugly eyesore that is a stump, you can get rid of any potential problems the stumps attract.
That's right.
Especially, I'm thinking termites.
You bet.
And other sort of critters.
You bet.
So call up Reed Waters and the team today at Clearwater's Property Management. That number, 430-0376. That's 430-0376. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Now, let's get a little hopeful here.
Okay.
You want to talk about the first 100 days? You want to hear somebody talking about the first 100 days?
See if they match up with mine.
Because what do you think of this guy named Byron Donalds, a congressman from Florida? Do you know him by name?
I know who he is, yeah.
You're not a fan?
No, he's all right. Bit of a cheerleader, but it's fine.
They're all cheerleaders.
I want to see some action. Sorry, just want to see some action.
Some reason I heard that in Morris Day's voice. I don't know why, but it made it funny to me. Yes. Okay, so here's Byron Donalds. He joined Shannon Bream on Fox News Sunday. What is he? Why are you being? I'm trying to be hopeful. Why are you being such a sourpuss?
You got better people than that. Come on.
Okay. Well, I hope he proves your ass wrong.
I hope so.
I want to thank the American people for voting for Donald Trump, for allowing us the opportunity to go in there and get the job done and making our nation great again. We're going to get to work. But to your question, I did think it was going to be decisive because it didn't matter what state you were in. The same issues were bothering the American people. A terrible economy, high inflation, open borders, and conflict around the globe. Donald Trump is the person, the candidate, the man with the ability to fix these problems. The American people saw it clearly. That's why his victory was overwhelming.
Okay, let's talk about his critics who have now ominous warnings now that he is once again president-elect. David French writing at the New York Times, if Trump was telling the truth about his intentions, then he will attempt a campaign of retribution and mass deportation that will fracture families, create chaos in American communities, and potentially even result in active duty troops being deployed to our cities. Here's what your House colleague, Democratic Congressman Richie Torres, had to say.
One of the fundamental differences between his first presidency and his subsequent presidency is the fact that he now enjoys absolute immunity, and he seems to be intent on exacting revenge against his political enemies.
How do you respond to Americans who say they now are fearful about a second Trump presidency?
For the American people who've been listening to these lies from the Democratic left, I would tell you this is not something that Donald Trump has ever spoken to or he's committed to whatsoever. There's no enemies list. I mean, yeah, there are people who've been opposed to him, but he is focused on the American people. Job number one is securing our border and beginning the process of deporting illegal immigrants out of our country. Job number two is getting our economy thriving again, becoming energy dominant again. That's his focus. His focus is the American people, not some enemies list that only gets talked about in the Daily Kos or Salon.com or any other place like that. He's focused on making our country great. And what will happen in our country is success is going to be the measurement that he will use to demonstrate he's back in the White House and back in charge of running this nation. The metric is success. There is no other measure.
And he's literally said that, right? He goes, my revenge will be my success. It'll be my success. I love it when Trump says a line, he's like really happy with it. He's like, that's a good one, right? Yeah, I just put that out there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and I don't know why they do this thing. Well, the New York Times said this. It's like, who cares? Who cares what David French thinks? If David French still thinks he's a conservative, I don't know how high he is, but he's clearly, well,
high on his own supply.
I was going to say something about a draft. Let's keep going here, though.
Okay, to that point, Joe Rogan, who was a late endorser of President Trump, says he now does have to take this sweeping victory. He's got great opportunity to try to bring things together and get things done. Here's what he said post-election.
And we got a real chance to make real change. He's got to not attack the left, not attack everybody. Let them all talk their but unite. Now it's time to unite everybody.
There are a lot of skeptics out there who don't think President Trump is going to be about unity. What do you say to Joe Rogan's point?
I think what Joe Rogan is saying is absolutely correct. And Donald Trump's going to be focused on those things. Look at the announcements he's already made. One of the key things is he wants to support a constitutional amendment to bring congressional term limits. That is something that overwhelmingly the American people have supported for a very long time. Look at what's happening already across the globe. Qatar wants Hamas out of Doha. You have the Chinese are signaling they want peaceful relations. You have the Russians and the Ukrainians now saying they're open to talking. The European Union wants to buy liquid natural gas from the United States. This caravan that was building below our southern border is now starting to break up because they know Donald Trump's going to be the next president of the United States, and we are not going to tolerate more illegal immigration. Those are the things that unite the American people. If you have talking heads on the left who still want to go down the line of their conspiracy theories, let them. Donald Trump's going to be focused on the American people.
Well, one of the places that he made up a lot of ground with was black voters, black male voters in particular. And I know that you hosted events specifically to have conversations with them. What did you hear at those events that gives you an understanding of why there was that shift in the electorate?
I heard the same thing talking to black men that I heard talking to anybody across our country. How are we going to get ahead and make more money, be able to pass something on to our children? How are we going to secure this southern border? It's not fair that you have illegals coming in, getting gas cards, getting hotel stays and all the like. That's not right. And actually, you'll notice that the city of New York has now announced they're not giving out any more food cards, these food cards. That's because of Donald Trump and the fact that he won. So what you heard from black men, you heard also from Hispanic men. You heard also from, in part, suburban women. They want a country that is safe. They want an economy that is thriving. And Donald Trump is going to deliver on all of those promises.
So we're going to talk a little bit later in the show about the path for Democrats or Republicans to hold control of the House. And already the speaker is talking about an ambitious agenda for Republicans do control the House, Senate, and White House. Reuters points out this. They say the tax cut proposals that Trump made on the campaign trail, from extending the 2017 tax cuts to abolishing tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security benefits, could add $7.5 trillion to the nation's debt over the next decade. They cite the Nonpartisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Some of those things are on the to-do list for Republicans. So what are the offsets to those cuts? And what about this issue of the national debt, which frankly...
More cuts.
Thank you.
More cuts. Eddie, I have to say, it's not Byron Donalds. You were not right about him because I think he's saying all the right crap.
Saying the right thing, but I just want the action.
No, but no, just I had a moment there where we did a little bit of that. There's more. I'm not going to go back to it because I'm so tired of the frickin' framing. Who cares what Reuters thinks?
Yeah.
Who cares what the New York Times thinks? And like, if you want to know what Joe Rogan thinks, just go watch his show where they don't bleep him.
I agree with you on all those points.
Like this, how are you going to act? Like we're still acting like we're in the late 90s. No, we're not. Get it done. And you know how you cut taxes? You also cut spending at the same time. And you grow the economy. Pretty straightforward. It's an idea that has not been actually tried in a long time.
You're right about that, Joey. But the American people sent a referendum. Like it or not, what has been happening, the American people want just the opposite of that. And so we elected a guy that's going to bring in a team that's going to get that taken care of. Get over it.
Now, let me go to a guy that I know you're going to get excited for.
Ooh.
Because what did Kamala say, like, when she was border czar, do not come?
Don't come. Yeah, do not come.
Do not come.
Yeah. Yep, that's what she said.
Well, here's border czar Tom Homan.
Ooh.
Here's what he sounds like.
Oh, okay.
First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my country.
I've served my country for 34 years.
I find your comments disgusting out of control.
as well.
I've served my country for 34 years. And yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms in back of that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed. And you're the member of Congress.
We agree on that.
Fix it.
We agree on that, but I disagree. But I also disagree with your characterization of immigrants as prone to criminality.
People for 3 decades on this.
Gentlemen, time is.
Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan,
Look,
please respect the chair
The
and
time.
the authority of the chair. The
You have-
time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go
from-
beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get me go beyond
You
his
smacked that gavel. God, it's so fake.
Yep.
time.
Mr. Homan, we have
This is a
approved
circus.
an agreement
This is a circus.
between
Yeah, it is.
the
There it is.
Republicans
There's
and
the
the
truth right
Democrats
there,
with the
folks.
ranking member. We increased the time of one witness, one member of Congress who was
Just not for
interrupted
you.
by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority. The
I
gentleman-
respect the chair's authority, but the chair.
Mr. Homan.
But you work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
So the recommendation
Oh, AOC's
of
up
the
the
many
bat.
that you recommended family separation,
I recommend a zero tolerance.
which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to
Again, folks, we're listening to Tom Homan. This was the guy just tapped by Trump to be the border czar.
deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
You better start packing now. You're damn right. Because you're going home. I got another message. Another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico.
You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization. And he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
Why would you release 5 or 6 female children to one male sponsor? Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
So God help these children. God help these children. I love kids. And this administration, I don't want to hear another word about you being humane. You're putting children at risk. Record number of Americans are dying. Record numbers of migrants are dying. There's one guy who can fix this shit, and it's Donald Trump. Look, I knew President Trump was going to run before you did because I had dinner with him in Las Vegas about 6 months before he announced.
Well, and again, now that guy has been tapped to be the border czar.
I really like what I see there.
272-9228. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services and their Pest Pro Ashley and that great team of hers are ready to help you with any and all of your pest control needs.
Yes, they are, Joey.
And you know those needs start to change as the seasons change, right,
Oh,
Eddie?
yeah, Joey.
Yeah, especially you start to notice those spiders.
Yep, you're going to see the spiders coming out. Probably got that right now.
A lot of web.
But I think Richie said it's going to get chilly.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the week, so you got those outside critters that know summer's over.
They want to get into that warm place.
They know where the heat's at.
And at first they might just get into little cracks in the wall or whatever. You're not going to see them in the kitchen immediately. Right. That's why you got to get that line of defense that Pest Pro Services can put up for you. Just call them today at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. They have a very active Facebook page.
Really good.
They're often, I love the trivia. It's like, what is this bug? Because folks go, I saw that. I don't know what that is. And, well, they can help you out there. And, of course, they're also great local folks always giving back to the community. So when you spend your money with Pest Pro, you know it's going back with local folks and staying in the community. So, again, that number, 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey, this is Mike from Owens Optical in Eastbrook. We've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for over 10 years now, and doing so has dramatically increased our business. The sales and production staff are some of the best I've ever worked with. Thanks, Blue Water, for all you do for us.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your updated market report. So far this year through MLS, there have been over 4,000 closings in the River region. Sellers have been getting on the average of over 97% of the listed price. In this ever-changing real estate market, I've seen more price reductions on listings over the last 3 months than I've seen in years. It's time to act for a buyer. So we have a greater supply of homes for people to see before they buy. We have an average price of $261,000 in our area. Local mortgage companies have come up with really attractive plans for first-home homebuyers, such as down payment assistance, lender credits to help on the closing costs, and buy-down plans to buy down the starting rate for borrowers. Investing in yourself and your community is life-changing for first-home homebuyers. You need a buyer agent to represent your interest and give you great advice. For all this information, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Ah, Igor, don't you just love the sound of thunder? No, Dr. Frankenstein. It's scary. But I need a lightning bolt to bring the monster to life.
Actually, lightning is scary. A single strike within a mile of your home can send a tidal wave of voltage through the wires, burning out your computers, TVs, and GFCI plugs, even refrigerators and ovens.
Oh, drat. Missed us again.
But here's the good news. The trained technicians at Crosby Electric can install an economical whole house system to protect you from electrical surges caused by lightning, downed power lines, nearby factories, or just the recycling of your own appliances.
Igor, why am I not getting a surge? Well, I have a pretty good hunch. Why, yes, Igor. And a fine hunch it is.
Igor ordered whole house surge protection from Crosby Electric. So should you. Visit crosbyelectric.com or call 272-2085.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. Happy Veterans Day. Thanks to all of you for your service. Weather today, not too bad. High temperature near 80. Rain chances are not 0, but we'll say 20% or less. Could be an isolated shower somewhere in the area. Otherwise, limited sunshine today. Tonight's low down to the upper 50s, so a little cooler than it has been. Tuesday's a nice day with a good bit of sun. Comfortable high 78. Clouds increasing on Wednesday, high in the middle 70s. Then showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday night and first thing Thursday morning as a cold front moves through the state. Thursday's high only 71. We'll go down to 50 on Thursday night. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. Get 0% financing up to 48 months with approved credit. Now on select Kubota track loaders and excavators. Get a Kubota now through December 31st, 2024. See Capital Tractor Montgomery and Brundage or KubotaUSA.com for details.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Let's go to Thunder. Hey, Thunder, how you doing?
I'm doing well. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation to everyone out there who pulled on a uniform to serve this country and the people of this country. If it were not for those who are willing to stand that watch, what we have been watching on our southern border for the last 4 years would be a drop in the bucket as to what would happen.
Indeed.
It is because of them, men and women, who pull on that uniform that we can sit and talk on the radio and say what we need to say and what people need to hear in order to understand just how important Mr. Holman is. These women in Congress that have so attempted to deride and belittle and to take his voice away ought to be ashamed of themselves.
These women.
They were hired by their constituents to go up there and serve this country. Not one of them does that. Every one of these women that have been speaking, those women who have been speaking, have done nothing to protect this country. AOC probably the absolute worst. She and her coven ought to be ashamed every time they walk the streets of this country that somebody else is protected so that they could do so in freedom.
What did you say, she and her coven?
Yes, I did.
I love it.
We need to get, here it is, New York, Massachusetts, all these other states. Every one of these individuals, these Coven members, need to be removed from office. That's what we started by electing Donald Trump. The fact that all of these ballots have taken so long to be able to count shows that fear was struck into the hearts of those individuals of what is to come if enough patriots are put into office. Because we're tired of it, and we're not going to stand for it anymore. To those men and women who have been so abused by our Veterans Administration system, my heart goes out to you. My father fought for years to get his VA benefits done right, and fortunately we were finally able to do that. But so many of our veterans are absolutely abused and ignored to the point that it is shameful. And those heads of the various Veterans Administrations, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves, and you ought to resign right now, because quite frankly, anybody could do a better job than what y'all have been doing for those men and women. It is absolutely disgusting. I applaud them, as my son said when he turned and looked at me after he had watched Band of Brothers. And he looked at me and he said, Mom, it's not just that I want to go in the Marines. This is what I have to do. Those of us who pull on a uniform, it is not just what we want to do. It is what is deep inside of us that we have to do. We're not whole unless we put on that uniform, because that uniform allows us to be the best person that we can be for our fellow man. I appreciate every single one of you more than you will ever know. Not only do I thank the veteran when I see the veteran, or the military member when I see the military member out. If I see a family member, I go and I shake that family member's hand also. And I tell them, thank you for your service. Because if it weren't for those family members supporting that military member would have a very difficult time. So I thank those families as well. Guys, y'all keep up the good work. Remember that a thunderstorm came through this country on November the 6th, November the 5th, and November the 6th, and it ain't over yet. There's a whole lot more thunder and lightning and storm coming along, and let's get at it and get it done.
Appreciate it, Thunder.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
These women.
By the way, did you see there's entire groups of women on social media now calling for poisoning men because of this? Like murdering men with poison?
I did not see that. I did see a lady shave her head on the Twitter thing, with her daughter shaved her head, and that was some type of protest because Trump won. And I thought, how sad.
Isn't that like a huge sign of like something mentally wrong?
Yes.
Like it was Britney
But
Spears.
to get your teenage daughter or young teenage daughter involved,
Mhm. Or it's shaving your head, or if your head's already shaved, if you tear up a picture of the Pope on national television.
Yeah. Remember that? I watched that live. I can't wait for her to get struck down.
Yeah, but women online have taken to filming ghoulish murder fantasy videos in which they romanticize lacing men's beverages with deadly poison as a justifiable response to fears about abortion rights under a second Donald Trump presidency. Many of the videos have been viewed millions of times on X or TikTok and feature young women fiendishly grinning as they adulterate a cup of tea or other drink with an unknown substance.
How about not just don't get pregnant? Don't poison the husband. What are you doing here? It's ridiculous. You're gonna poison some people?
What's that accent? What are you doing here?
Frustration. It's what are you doing here? That's the dumbest thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, when T. Spears said Coven, it's like, well,
I don't know, man. I don't get it.
let's go to Flower Child. Hey, Flower Child, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Well, it's an honor to follow T-Spear, and everybody's going to call me non-Christian after I say this.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
But if these illegal immigrants don't want to be separated from their children, I suggest Tom Holman show up at our elementary school, junior high, and high school and detain those illegal immigrants' children, and the parents come and pick them up, and then you just round them up and you bust them out. That's what I do. I mean, if they're so worried about separating families, go to the source of it, which is not, like I said. And then the next thing is, if I was Tom Homan, I'd send out a tweet saying, if you want to stay in the United States, I suggest you go to Massachusetts, Illinois, and California.
Mm-hmm.
And all these governors that are saying they're going to stand in the way of a federal immigration policy, let them go there.
Well,
These people
and
don't.
it's also, it's one of these media lies. Trump himself, J.D. Vance, I think Homan would agree, said you begin this by, there's over 1 million hardened criminals.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where they're going to start.
Right.
Yes. And anybody that gets arrested, right, and they're illegal,
Yeah.
they go to the front of the line. And these people don't pay income tax. They don't to support our schools or our hospitals. They don't pay property tax. They're making out easier than your average American who has to pay property tax and income tax, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be my suggestion, is to send them all to these sanctuary states. And you don't want to separate families, then fine, this is our policy. We're going to pick your kids up at school. You can come with them, and we'll keep you together. So let the phone lines light up after this one. But I'm not playing nice anymore. We've played too nice for too long.
No, you see what
it's
that's got
gotten
us.
Nowhere.
That's right. It's gotten us nowhere.
It's gotten us nowhere. So let's do it right this time. He's only got 4 years. Bye.
Bye.
See you, girl.
Sometimes when she gets really going, I think of Misty Mountain Hop by Led Zeppelin.
Really?
And flowers in her hair.
I think of one of my teachers that I've upset.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm out in the hallway getting the stern finger lecture from her.
Now, of course, Tuberville thinks Thune is the one in the lead for the Senate leadership position. I like that he floated last week. We might as well make J.D. Vance the president of the Senate. That's what the vice president is constitutionally. That's like his only duty, is to preside over
one
the
job.
Senate. Yeah, and, be ready to assume office if something happens to number one. Who does number two work for? But, this idea of getting Rick Scott in there. Elon's backing Rick Scott, Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon.
So what's the problem with Rick Scott?
A lot of great senators.
What am I missing? Why is not everyone else lined up? These true conservatives, why are they not lined up behind him?
Well, he hasn't waited in line.
Oh.
And played the game, paid his dues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, I know.
No, there is a very inside game to all of this, folks, that you hardly ever hear about. That it's, in many ways, it's secret. Unless you've literally been there playing that game, you probably don't know about it. I just am certain there is this game going on.
Of course.
And a lot of it relies on, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. And it's also, you keep your mouth effing shut.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep mine shut. We'll back each other. Sometimes people owe one another. You helped me with this campaign, or I did help you with this campaign.
That's exactly
Don't you?
right. Don't forget.
These sorts of things. We'll see. But Tuberville has come out very strongly, did last night for Rick Scott. Top story at 1819 News remains, what will Katie do?
Well, I hope some pressure gets to folks and they do the right thing.
She said she's waiting to Mike Lee's forum to sit and talk with all three running for the leadership seat. Cornyn, Thune. Cornyn and Thune have long been thought, that's one of those guys.
Yeah,
But
are they not franchise players? I mean,
no, they play the inside game.
Yeah.
They're more creatures of Washington than they are conservative firebrands.
what I mean.
Yeah, Rick Scott's got like you can take these scores with a grain of salt, but Rick Scott's in the 90% something of conservative votes, just like Tuberville is. As opposed to Cornyn and Thune, 50-50.
Right. Want somebody that can go along to get along. But I'm tired of that.
Well, one thing I think, I know for certain about Senator Britt is she is tired of the stranglehold leadership has had on the process for a long time. So the hope is no matter who wins, you're going to get back to regular order. You're going to get back to a actual deliberative body instead of overnight dropping 1,000-page bills on the desk and strong-arming people behind the scenes.
Gotta vote tomorrow.
This is part of the program. In fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you with that home purchase or a great refinance deal.
You bet.
You know, they're a little more they're a little leaner than the big banks.
Yep.
That makes sense. So that means you don't get all those overhead costs pushed on you like when you deal with the big banks. And in fact, Kim started Alabama Home Mortgage.
That's right.
Because she used to work at a big bank.
That's right.
She used to do the mortgage stuff.
She knew she could serve people better.
Right. She realized I can just do this myself.
Yep.
And, do well for myself, but also serve the community, serve home buyers and homeowners better. And that's what they've done for years and years and years now there at Alabama Home Mortgage. She brought on Madeline Cannon, Kim Williams did, and they've been doing great work. Quite a while now.
Oh, yeah.
Decades.
Decades.
So whether you're looking to be a home buyer here, maybe it could be your first time home buyer, it's not your first rodeo, but you want those lower closing costs, you don't want any surprises on closing day, you want folks that you could really trust, that's Alabama Home Mortgage. Or if you've been on the bubble in terms of doing a refinance deal, now's the time to at least have a conversation. And so maybe you can hit the beginning of the year with a refinanced home.
Yep.
That number, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. And don't forget, since it is Veterans Day, they do incredible work helping veterans get through the, say, VA home loan programs. It is not, when you think VA, folks, the way they actually are able to work and know the latest programs, they can get that turnaround time done in it's a little over 2 weeks on average. It's amazing.
It's amazing in my
work
business.
they do for veterans. So y'all check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. There is a difference in mortgage companies. MLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Now you can add the power of digital advertising to the #1 reach of radio. Let Blue Water's 20 years of local advertising and marketing success show you how. Grow your business with a complete suite of digital solutions, combined with the reach of the most listened to radio group in the River region. Call us or go to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out how we can increase your return on investment. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
For more information, send an email to digital@bluewaterbroadcasting.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen from Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. So what's the score there this Monday at Cohen's?
It's 28-3. It's been a good day today. Had my Cozier rep come in. He's giving us a big demo on some new massage chairs we just got in.
Ooh, nice.
This one's called the Quantum, and they're going to have a big discount on it for the time being, for the next, through Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this unit touches you pretty much everywhere from your toes all the way up. It can put heat on you from your toes all the way up.
Oh, nice.
It's got monster speakers built into it. It's got aromatherapy built into it. It's got a light show. But to me, the coolest part is that you can go into one of these pre-programmed settings, do the massage, and if it's too intense or not intense enough, you can adjust it. And you only have to adjust it once.
Ooh.
Because it'll remember it.
Oh, nice.
And the rest of the cycle, it'll be at whatever you've adjusted it for. So that, to me, is a tremendous upgrade that they've got going. And then we have a lot of people that are buying new TVs, getting ready for the holidays and for football and basketball games. And I'd like to think it's all because of the election, but anyway... It's been good.
Well, I love hearing that. And folks, you can always check out these products at thinkcohens.com. But if you want to try out, say, a massage chair, you got to do it in person. If you want to see this new big TV you're buying, you need to see it in person.
Right.
And there's nothing like actually getting to know Michael and the team there. And so stop by today, 2515 Eastern Boulevard, right here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And when you see Michael, tell him, hey, we heard you on the radio on that show with Joey and Eddie.
That's right. That's right. Just come by and let us give you a little tour and let us help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are. And, we just want to take care of you.
Well, I appreciate it, Michael. We'll talk again soon.
Take care.
Final hour on a Monday coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Donald Trump is naming longtime advisor Stephen Miller to be the deputy chief of policy in his new administration. Miller was a senior advisor in Trump's first term and has been a central figure in many of the former president's policy decisions. The president-elect choosing Representative Elise Stefanik to serve as his ambassador to the United Nations. A shooting at Tuskegee University in Alabama. That shooting early Sunday left one man dead and injured at least 16 other people. Many of the injured were students. Authorities say 25-year-old Jaquez Myrick of Montgomery was arrested hours later. On Wall Street, the Dow adding 329 points, the Nasdaq down 16. This is SRN News.
Our nation's problems have been building for the past 50 years, and they're not going away overnight, which is why we must prepare now for a financial collapse that will affect the entire economy. The good news is there's an easy way to do that. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe everyone should consider a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group to diversify their IRA or 401k. Gold is a proven bedrock in almost every kind of economy. To learn more, get a free info kit from my trusted friends at Birch Gold by texting the word PREPARE to 989898. Don't wait until decades of government irresponsibility comes crashing down on your retirement. Get your free info kit on gold IRAs from the Birch Gold Group now. Text PREPARE to the number 989898. That's PREPARE to 989898.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Hi, everybody. Happy Veterans Day. Thanks to all of you for your service. Weather today, not too bad. High temperature near 80. Rain chances are not zero, but we'll say 20% or less. Could be an isolated shower somewhere in the area. Otherwise, limited sunshine today. Tonight's low down to the upper 50s, so a little cooler than it has been. Tuesday's a nice day with a good bit of sun, comfortable high 78. Clouds increasing on Wednesday, high in the middle 70s. Then showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday night and first thing Thursday morning as a cold front moves through the state. Thursday's high only 71. We'll go down to 50 on Thursday night. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you for voting ASC Credit Union the best credit union in the River Region 6 years in a row. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we are proud to be at the top of the list for the best credit union in the hearts of the communities we serve.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville is mentioning the mysterious 15 million votes from 2020 that never showed up in the latest 2024 election for Kamala Harris. Joe Biden's win in 2020 has a 15 million vote anomaly that never occurred prior to that election or after in 2024. Tuberville mentioned the phantom votes in connection to election integrity while speaking on FM Talk 106.5 out of Mobile.
We need voting laws. The SAVE Act needs to be passed. You saw where the only states you won were states that had no voter ID. I mean, come on. I mean, we saw 15 million people didn't vote in this election during COVID. 15 million more people. We know what happened in 2020. We told people that they fixed it. It was all a fix, and we paid 4 years of it. But now it's time to come back. President Trump has got a plan. And that's what I love about the guy. But he is getting ready to come out swinging, and God bless him.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
On November 15th, you can have dinner with Eric Metaxas right here in Alabama. Metaxas, the author of Bonhoeffer and Letter to the American Church, will keynote 1819 News' first annual Albert Patterson Gala on November 15th at the Barber Motorsports Event Center in Birmingham. To learn more and sponsor a table, visit 1819news.com/gala. Again, that's Eric Metaxas on November 15th. Go to 1819news.com/gala to learn more.
The Montgomery Whitewater Park has completed its expansion of trails for walkers, runners, and bikers. The 3 miles of trails are free to the public, as well as guests who are at the park. In the upcoming winter months, the park will also be creating a 5,000 square foot ice skating rink. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Want to take the price of new flooring and tear it in half? You can during Prattville Carpet's biggest sale of the year, going on right now. Save 50% on select luxury vinyl plank and select carpets in stock. Stop into the store to register to win a brand new quartz countertop up to 75 feet until November 20th. No purchase necessary.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Shop now and save big at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Join us tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 at Rick's Jewelers on Fairview Avenue in Prattville for our annual holiday food drive. Drop off your non-perishable food donations to help feed families in need this holiday season.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Just a reminder, you might have heard the little ad there, but yes, the annual holiday food drive is ongoing here with Blue Water. And this is benefiting the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. So we're collecting non-perishable food items like canned goods, pasta, and rice from your pantry and drop them off at the most convenient sponsored location across the river region. It's the Big Blue Barrels that you need to look out for. Actually, we'll talk to Ray Bowles a little later, but today, midday, they were there at Prattville Carpet. Our folks were live on location.
Yep.
But like Prattville Carpet, Rick's Jewelers in Prattville, ASK Telemarketing, City Pawn, Atlanta Highway, Riverside Chevrolet. These are all locations where you just look for the Big Blue Barrel, drop off those non-perishable food items. It's a great way to spread joy and give back to folks who most need it. And, you know, sometimes, life is good for me. Life pretty good for you, Eddie?
That's right.
Yeah, for the most part. And I mean, not like we don't have stressors or drama or,
Right.
I mean, like, we eat when we want to eat.
Yeah, it's fat boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes you can be amazed at, I remember living in Forest Hills. I'm like, why is this line of cars just, and you realize there are a lot of folks.
Oh, yeah, there is, Joey.
Who really need the help these days.
Yes, sir.
So if you can help out, do your part with our annual holiday food drive. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Just look and see what the latest is from 1819news.com. U.S. Representative Mike Rogers says he expects no pushback from House Dems on Trump reversal of crooked Biden Space Command HQ relocation. He told Jeff Poore, quote, "I've told y'all since Biden made that crooked decision it wasn't going to work. As you know, on the Armed Services Committee, I put a hold on any money being spent in Colorado Springs after President Biden came in and stole that mission away. And I told everybody then that Colorado Springs will not be the future capital or location of Space Command. It will be Huntsville, Alabama, who won it fair and square. And President Trump said in the campaign that he was going to reverse that decision if elected. But I knew he would because, if you remember, not only did Alabama win 2 nationwide competitions, but President Trump's Secretary of the Air Force recommended Huntsville, President Biden's Secretary of the Air Force recommended Huntsville, and then Biden took it away for political reasons.
Yep.
So it looks like things are going to go in the right direction in that regard. Just, again, checking. See if anything's breaking there from 1819 News I want to cover. Ooh. That's a provocative title from another talk host here in the state.
Yeah.
Don't see his byline very often at 1819news.com. You know who the guy is, Leland Whaley?
Yes.
It says he has an op-ed, just dropped at 2 o'clock. Y'all go check it out, 1819news.com. I don't often push other people's op-eds, but I'm happy to push this one. Leland Whaley, prove me wrong, Katie Britt. And let's just say Leland has been a robust critic of our junior senator.
I see.
See, I'll go check that out. He's, of course, talking about the John Thune, John Cornyn, Rick Scott race for Senate leadership. I'll give you the last paragraph.
All right.
Prove me wrong, Katie. Demand an open ballot and declare your support for Scott. Show us you hear us. Get a little bit of trouble with the money crowd. Take a little heat like your fellow Senator Tommy Tuberville took against woke military policy. The D.C. establishment flamed him from all directions, but earned some Alabama respect for his burn scars. Your support for Scott will certainly help this doubter change his mind. Truth be told, in the spirit of the new unified momentum of the Trump win, I'd like to be on your side. We just need you to be on ours.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we'll just see where all this goes.
Spoken.
I do like this new era, though, where it's like, no, senators. You don't get to go to your little cloister. It's not like you're electing a pope. It's not a pope.
I agree.
You're not the College of Cardinals. You're elected United States senators.
Mm-hmm.
The people have a say. And you can believe in the trustee model that, you voted for me because of my judgment, right? Yeah, but your judgment is going to be judged.
Thank you.
Time and time again as we go through this. So we shall see. Again, 334-272-9228. So what does Rick Scott actually want to do?
Good question.
And again, we already have what Senator Britt has put out there of like her goals.
Right.
Well, here's one that matches up with Rick Scott. He put this out publicly. No more $1 trillion omnibus bills.
I'm down with that.
Fair and robust amendment process.
I'm so supportive of that.
Term limits for leader.
Ooh,
I
really like that.
And quick confirmations on Trump appointments.
I'm down with that.
These are immediate steps we can take to make America great again, but we need to elect a majority leader that will make it happen. That is a tweet direct from the senator from Florida, Rick Scott.
See.
I would love to see it. Again, the power of X is making me very, very happy. We're not going away. Again, Elon tweeted the day after the election. This one tweet has 106 million views. It's a very straightforward tweet. He says, quote, "You are the media now." And then one of our favorites, Peter St. Onge, jumping in, saying, "No joke, thanks to X, my average video gets 1/3 of CNN's viewers with an iPhone and an $80 mic."
I love when people like that just drop truth bombs.
Yep. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Let's go to line one. Right. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Alabama Cowboy.
Alabama Cowboy. How you doing?
Alabama Cowboy?
You're on there, sir. Did you mute yourself? I've done that before.
I would like to get the phone number for Senator Britt so I can tell her to vote for Rick Scott.
All right.
So do you want that D.C. office number?
Whichever one to get a hold of her.
Well, good luck with that these days. But especially, I think their phones are being melted down. This has gone on X.
But this
pretty
is what
viral.
they need.
Here's the D.C. office, 202-224-5744.
202-224-5744. 744. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Alabama Cowboy.
You have a good day.
You too. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. So the House tally, which way will the House actually go?
It's like 218 to 2 something I saw.
It's now 216 Republicans, 209 Democrats. Again, 10 remaining.
Why? Is there something special about this compared to the other election that takes longer to count?
It's mostly California and Arizona.
Does Carrie Lake have a chance?
I don't
I've
know
heard
about
it
that.
all weekend. I've heard yes, and then no, and then come back. Yeah, it looks like it. Then no. I'm torn. I really like her. They just kind of dragging their feet.
What a mess. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Teacher Brenda.
Hey, Teacher Brenda. How you doing?
I'm good. You know what? It's been half of the week. Can't stand it. I mean, it's just, shoot, we're winning so much already. I mean, Hamas wants to get out of the killing business, and we got people, let's see, the mayor said in New York he was going to take the vouchers away. I mean, shoot, Trump ain't even in office, and we're winning.
And you better not get tired of winning. We're going to be winning a lot more.
I know. I'm so excited. Okay, so here are the numbers for Katie Britt. You ready? The Washington numbers, they're full. Voicemail's full. So here's her Montgomery number and her Birmingham number. Y'all ready?
Pen ready.
I got it.
Everybody got a pen. 334
Okay.
777 1150. That's Montgomery.
Okay.
And here's our Birmingham number, 205 731 1384. And I got a message for Katie Britt. We're going to vote your butt out. And if you do not get with the plan, you are, I know she's probably listening. There's 1,000 messages on her Veterans Day X post this morning, and probably 899 of them said, we want Rick Scott. We did not send you to Washington to do the bidding for Mitch McConnell. We know you're his little darling, but we will vote your butt out.
Right.
I saw the same thing this morning. It's quite something, and I want her to do the right thing.
Yeah, we just want her to listen to us. And you know what? You just asked a minute ago, why do we want Rick Scott? I want him because Trump wants him, no other reason.
Here.
Stone and Cornyn have already shown that they're deep swamp.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're
they
never
have.
Trumpers.
Yes, they have.
And I preferred J.D. Vance just because I think the theatrics and the drama would be wonderful to watch. You know, just like I'd love to see, you know, somebody wonderful as the, I'm trying to think, the press secretary. I'd love to see Tucker. That'll never happen, but we just want to see somebody that's going to give back to them what they've done to us for 4 years. And I don't want unity.
I think.
I don't want,
no,
punishment, but we don't need unity.
Well, I think what we need is success.
Yes.
And to continue to get win after win after win and bring more people along and be gracious enough to say, you know what, y'all have been, I don't know about you, you've been on the bubble for me, a question mark for me. This move right here could really move you and like, okay, we're on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep winning together.
Yeah, I was when Hillary and Trump were running in 2016, I was not going to vote for Trump, but I hated Hillary, so there you go. But I wanted Ted Cruz, but it just didn't work out, and my husband was able to help me see. I mean, you know, I have my own mind, you probably can tell, but he was help me to see that the media was lying to us about Trump. And so I'm proud to say I voted for him 3 times so far, and, you know, this time we're going to get it done. One last thing I'm going to leave you with, and I don't have any good ideas, I steal them all, but I read something that made perfect sense. It said if we had had Trump for the past 4 years, the water would not have been lowered in D.C., and we could not have seen more of the swamp monsters.
Good point.
Beautiful. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it works out, you know, like
it does.
All the feelings that we had after 2020, it seems to have all, what a story. Truly, what a comeback story.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, guys, y'all have a wonderful show today.
Thank
Happy
you, Brenda.
Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
I'm on the air. Boy, y'all got me on the air that quick without going to break. How in the world that happened?
I'm changing things up, Paul.
Joey!
What's up?
Eddie!
How you doing, Paul?
I'm sitting here listening in, riding on down here to Detroit. Got to go take care of some business.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it sound like Sister Katie's on the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
I think some people are letting her know what they think anyway, and that's good. That's good.
Yep. I'm JD all the way. Now, this guy that y'all talking about, I've not done any research on, but hey, if this fella is right in there for the vets, for the other things that's good for the people of the U.S., then I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with him too. But I just can't help but like J.D. Vance.
Oh, yeah.
I believe he's going to be. I believe he's going to follow in right behind President Trump. I would love to see that happen, but we need to find somebody who's going to stand shoulder to shoulder with him, like he says he's going to stand shoulder to shoulder with President Trump. I'm already looking ahead. I want this to go down. There ain't no making up for time lost to the past 4 years. We got to get the hammer and nail now and drive it home.
Heard that.
Man, you said it.
I know.
You're on fire today, Paul.
He's laying it down.
Later, guys.
Later, homie.
Love y'all.
You say love us? Love you too, buddy.
Everybody loves us, Joey.
Yeah.
Even our haters.
Oh, you think our haters deeply have
yes.
deep down it's
Yep.
it's actually
give them something to do every day.
An abiding love.
Oh yeah, we give them something to do. I promise you, every day.
You know, I see all these folks, by the way, writing all these like political op-eds and all this stuff. I already wrote my op-ed yesterday, and it's a little philosophical.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't even know if I should read it.
Why shouldn't you read it?
Why not?
I
Take
think
a
you
break
should.
from the politics?
Why not?
Because, you know, the name of it is, well, it's a particular name of it. And it's pretty straightforward. When cynicism becomes a sin.
Ooh.
And, of course, I start with that Norm Macdonald quote that we were talking about last week. That at times how the joy of life attacks me is so unbearable and leads to gasping hysterical laughter. I find myself completely out of control and wonder how life could surprise me again and again and again so completely. How could a man be a cynic? It is a sin. Good old Norm Macdonald. And you got to keep in mind, let me actually remind myself. That was a tweet Norm put out. That was in 2018. At that time, I think he would have already known he had the cancer.
Yeah.
Yet he kept it to himself. And he kept putting out messages of hope, just like that. So that said, you know, possessing a discerning, critical mind undoubtedly sharpens one's aim here on earth. Prudence in its proper proportion is no sin at all. Wisdom, by definition, does not miss the mark. If one is to survive and thrive on this side of paradise, best to make an arsenal of the mind. Yet strangely, when missiles of the mind fly fast and hit their mark true, the staggering satisfaction and purpose one finds in such moments always seems to exceed the wisdom that first loosed the arrows. Man's prudence alone is not enough to explain man's delight. There is an ineffable surprise at the bottom of such experiences, a joy that attacks us that seems much more than the sum of our aims. You know that feeling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like just literal arrows. You get the target or you tap that metal, just ping it just right.
Ping.
But I'm talking about, of course, more than the literal thing. When you put an idea and it just lands perfect, or when you feel so happy, you're like, it's more than just me and how I aim. So what's the source of this surprise? That is the eternal question. The wisest can't fully account for the fruits of their own wisdom, let alone claim their wisdom is the taproot of such wonder and awe. That hasn't stopped many clever men from foolishly trying to unearth the source of their purpose within themselves. In the end, such men usually succumb to cynicism, eventually discovering that joy isn't the only ineffable surprise that hides in the shadow of their aims. Indeed, the more the cynic plumbs the depths of his discernment, the less he finds wisdom in being wise. The arrows of his mind seem to hit their mark well, almost too well. As what was once met with joy gives way to boredom, then sadness, then emptiness deeper than any pit. Yet the cynic trudges on, his insatiable critical mind searching, always searching. He searches for joy and pleasure. He searches for meaning and wealth. He searches for hope and solace in work, advancement, accolades, honor, and glory. But again and again and again, he finds that same cycle of boredom, sadness, and emptiness, now followed on by resentment and disdain for a world that always seems to disappoint. He grubs for internal purpose by sneering at the wicked, loathing those who miss the mark while relishing in their punishment. I've tried everything, he moans to himself.
Yet the world remains a tragic, wicked, meaningless place. Where is the joy that once surprised me? Cynicism becomes a sin when the cynic expects too much of himself in the world. His sin is pride, pretending to be something more than he is. Attempting to elevate his own discernment to that of the creators, he caves in on himself, slowly burning away his absurd existence into a twisted wisp of smoke. Man's judgment, no matter how sound, cannot be its own first and final judge. Better for a man to make his aim true, better to be wise than a fool, better to cherish the unexpected gifts of joy and laughter than wallow in cynical caves of virtue. But best to fear the ineffable surprises that await us all, no matter what we may do. So yeah, while everybody's talking about politics and the Senate and stuff, my head's on, thanks, Norm.
Yeah.
But I mean it. Every word. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation. We got to hit a break here, but first, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health. Well, they're ready to help you fellas out, especially if you, it's tough to talk about, you know, like you're having trouble getting it going.
Mm-hmm.
Like just never in the mood. Like you actually tried some pills and they worked for a little while, but now
not so much.
The thrill is gone. It's gone away. Well, Montgomery Men's Health can help you with that, with those bedroom problems, or more generally your quality of life, because it could be that low sex drive in combination with other symptoms signals low testosterone. So if you're lacking motivation, energy, and drive, including sex drive, perhaps unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, and you didn't change your eating habits or how active you are during the day, you just feel like you're walking through your life in a fog. Well, you got to figure out, is low T causing all these issues? And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup, plus a consultation for only $99. Montgomery Men's Health has low T treatments that can truly change men's lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism, usually even notice an increased libido.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually book the same day that you call. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. Be sure to tell them that that Joey fella on the radio sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bells Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bells because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man. Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money?
Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest.
You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist?
That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
I see.
Yes, he is our preferred money man.
The money man with the money plan.
You've been paying attention.
Well, could you give us those numbers one more time?
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man.
Oh, what's that?
I'm not an elk.
Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you?
Knights of Columbus.
I am not even going to make a comment.
Well, the baby liked it.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, in stock specials on waterproof luxury vinyl plank and engineered hardwood flooring at blowout sale prices. H&H Carpet, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Rich Thomas Weather. Hi, everybody. We've got weather changes in the week ahead, but not necessarily right away. Tonight, partly cloudy, cooler, low 58. Tomorrow, good bit of sunshine. Nice day, comfortable, high 78 on Tuesday. Then mid-70s as clouds increase Wednesday. Showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night, and first thing Thursday as a cold front moves through. Thursday's high 71, down to 50 Thursday night, and maybe upper 40s perhaps by Friday night. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Wet Bobo with Capital Tractor. Get a Kubota RTV with a $2,000 instant rebate or 0% APR, up to 48 months with approved credit. Get a Kubota now through December 31st, 2024. See Capital Tractor Montgomery and Brundage or KubotaUSA.com for details.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Now, earlier we mentioned Peter St. Onge.
Yes.
Well, Peter's got a new video
Does
out.
he?
You want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
Because it fits with the theme of the show, talking about all these folks, these insiders.
Okay.
And the big question again, folks, and we'll find out in the coming weeks and months ahead, is how much power does the new media, that Elon and X in particular, how much power does it actually wield?
Let's see.
It won a presidential election bigly.
Yep.
We're about to find out how much, or how operational this thing is. Here's Peter St. Onge talking about the good news and, well, the fight ahead.
Is official Republicans swept the entire election, winning the presidency, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Ironically, this puts Donald Trump in a much stronger position than if Joe Biden had not stolen the 2020 election. Means Trump has at least 2 years of a friendly Congress to get his people appointed and his policies passed. Still, the majorities are narrow. It looks like 53 Republicans in the Senate. You need 50 for control when you have the veep. And maybe 221 in the House, where you need 218. So that's +3 in the Senate, +3 in the House, which is very narrow historically. That means left-wing Republicans, rhinos, can absolutely gum things up. More on that in a minute. So there's three moving parts to the Republic: the President, the Senate, and the House. The President administers the federal government. They don't make laws. They're just supposed to enforce the laws passed by Congress. Of course, there is a lot a president can get away with using executive actions, but major changes need Congress. Now, new laws and budgets start in the House and have to be passed by the Senate. They usually negotiate back and forth. On top of approving laws, the Senate also approves presidential appointments, which includes cabinets and Supreme Court justices. The Senate also votes on international treaties, although it is the president who withdraws from treaties like Trump did with the global warming accords. So at least on paper, Trump has got a clear road for his dream policies: the economy, taxes and regulations, the border. election security. But there is a rub. So rhinos, these spineless Republican uniparty shills. Because while Democrats tend to vote in near lockstep, the Republican Party is currently undergoing a metamorphosis from elite control to populist, meaning there are still a lot of holdover rhinos. That gummed up Trump last time. Since 2016, Trump also got a sweep that was solid in the House at 241, but very narrow in the Senate at 52. Moreover, there were 7 senators who were broadly anti-Trump, many of them quite public about it. That meant the party had 52, but Trump only had 45 he could count on. That meant he could not pass major reforms.
Thanks, John
This
McCain.
time, most of those rhinos are gone, but we're still looking at between 3 and 6 who are not very reliable. Happily, 94% of Republican voters just chose MAGA, meaning we, the voters, are going to have to keep the pressure on the rhinos, starting with the GOP Senate leadership election in 2 days, which pits MAGA-friendly Rick Scott against 2 rhinos, John Thune and John Cornyn. Outgoing leader McConnell is trying to make it a secret ballot to shut out voters, but if we swamp Senate offices, he will back down. Still, even with dead-end rhinos, Trump's in a much better spot than he was in 2016 because at this point, Republican voters have shown elected officials that they will walk on hot coals for the man, meaning a rhino would have to be brain dead to go against 94% of his constituents. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. While it was a heck of an election for patriots, the Republican Party still has uniparty elements who will choose donors over Trump, so we will need constant voter pressure. Happily, these people believe in nothing. They will respond to pressure. Constituents have to be that pressure. As for those rhinos, I know their staff watch these videos. Trump just got 94% of Republican voters. The old party is dead. Join or get out of the way. Okay. We'll be watching. See you next time.
Again, folks, it's Peter St. Onge. Always love his take.
Yes.
He's right in the slipstream.
Yeah.
I just love it. And that just single video he posted at 7:30 this morning already has 218,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
And we shared it with a few thousand more.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear people are paying attention.
Again, that number for United States Senator Katie Britt. Here's the local office for because we're in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
It's 334
right
777
right
1150.
Correct.
That's 334-777-1150. Don't be an ass. These staffers don't need you yelling at them. Just say you would really appreciate it. And you don't want to be disappointed that, well, the junior senator picks Rick Scott to be the next Senate majority leader.
Okay.
I don't know why they're calling this. Well, I do, but like calling it this early before all the new ones are sworn in, new senators. You know what I mean?
I don't know either, but
Why do this early? Because they want to sneak, like, push
Right.
stuff through in this last lame duck
exactly
session.
right. We need to get some stuff done before the people the voters sent up. Maybe make some changes. Maybe. Yeah.
By the way, have you seen Bitcoin?
Sure.
It's so great.
Okay, so literally, a couple weeks ago, we were on the air. We were talking about it. I had some money laying in a Venmo account, so I bought it then. Some more.
Mhm.
And it's up. Let's see what's going to be up. Oh, wow. Well, it's up about 20%.
Oh, my God. Okay, I don't want to show the audience this. Look at how much I'm just up on the day.
Nice, Joey.
Just one day. Wow.
Nice, Joey.
I love this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's great, and it's, I think, only going to get better.
Literally, since
big money's jumping in.
Since I bought it, don't give me a date I bought it, but it's a couple weeks ago. It's up 20% from when I bought it. Literally a couple weeks ago.
Right. And I always recommend now, I always recommend Michael Saylor, but his presentation he gave 4 months ago at the Bitcoin conference is the same conference Trump spoke at. Saylor gave the keynote address. And it's got all these graphics. It's straightforward, easy, for the most part, to follow along if you know anything at all, a little bit about finances.
Right.
And it is, I think, the case for Bitcoin. He gives a lot of different options, a lot of different perspectives, but he makes the case. Now, keep in mind, this guy like he's buying Bitcoin with leverage, like through his publicly traded company. Right. But it is paid off big time for his company MicroStrategy and for Saylor himself personally. Let me just see, because and they publicly announce all this stuff. Like, we bought this much more Bitcoin at this average price. Dadgum, it's all the Senate leadership stuff I was retweeting. There it is. Here it is. Saylor put this out at 7 o'clock this morning.
All right.
MicroStrategy has acquired 27,200 Bitcoin, approximately $2.03 billion, at $74,463 per Bitcoin, and has achieved Bitcoin yield of 7.3% QTD, I think that's quarter to date, over the last quarter, and 26.4% over the year. As of 11/10/24, they hold 279,410 Bitcoins, acquired for $11.9 billion at $42,000, give or take, per Bitcoin.
They're in deep.
It's the best performing company. And I think you're going to start seeing other companies copy this guy. I think you're going to see private players and governments especially start to copy this. Whew. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Seeing the future start to arise. And that's another big thing the Trump administration can hurry along. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this? Hello, anybody there?
Hello.
This is not like, I mean, you got to talk when you call it a radio show.
Might be like me looking at my Bitcoin. Once you mentioned it, I had to go there.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
And then, I'm grinning from ear to ear.
It's just fun to see. I had some people I told to buy when it was around 15 send me messages this morning. It's just,
well, the nice thing is it's something I've forgotten about. I mean, it's kind of like a retirement deal. You put money in it and forget about it. The only time I really look is when you and I get talking about it. And and it's always been, oh, wow, that's pleasant surprise.
Right, and there are people who have been doing the math. Like, okay, you own, say, a tenth of Bitcoin, you own a quarter, or you own 2 or 3 Bitcoins. Well, let's measure what do we think the average annual growth of Bitcoin will be, say, in the next over the next 20 years.
Yeah,
and like Michael Saylor says, it's like 30%. It might be lower than that growth. It might be a little higher than that.
It seems so crazy to me, but watching it now,
right? And that growth will slow, so
sure.
it lowers the average.
Sure.
But so you find the average, you find what you think inflation is going to be, regular inflation. And essentially people are calculating it's when can I go to the moon, which is when could you retire? And you also choose, like, do I want to take out $100,000 a year? Do I want to take out $50,000 a year? Do I want to take $250,000 out a year and just live for the rest of my life? And so people are already calculating this is the amount of Bitcoin I need to own in order to retire at, say, 45 or 50 years old.
Man, I'm 55.
Well, this technology drops in 2009. So, man, that was, 13 years ago? Or no, excuse me, 15 years ago? Wow.
But I heard about up until probably, honestly, 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, I'd always heard about it, but never even considered taking it seriously. I mean, it was right up there with, honestly, legalizing weed. I never thought that would happen. So I never took it seriously. But look at it now, and not that I own much at all, but just the fact that I've got some skin in the game, right now it feels okay. But that being said, Joey,
I mean, it could go down.
I've wrecked many a portfolios just by jumping on board. So.
But it's amazing to see. And the Bitcoin miners are making crazy money. Trump really does have the opportunity. I was telling friends this over the weekend. I hadn't seen in a long time. I think not as big of fans of Trump as others.
Mm-hmm.
And I was making the case, not like in the sense of just stumping for him. I'm saying this guy does have the opportunity. Say he's an egomaniac. Yeah, that's all he's about. He still has the opportunity to become a world historic figure.
Yep.
You're like, well, but then there's a bunch of myth making and look at every major historical figure. They write their own story.
Right.
And so far, the story Donald Trump is writing is getting up there with the grades. Keep in mind that America celebrates its 250th anniversary in a couple of years. Less than a couple of years. That's amazing. July the 4th, 2026 is going to be quite an event. And Trump's going to be leading that party.
Oh, yeah.
But even deeper than that, when you look at the new technology that's coming on board with Bitcoin and AI, not to mention all the robots that we've been talking about.
Robux.
When you see the opportunities to also on foreign policy front, that the old world order that was created, say out of the post-war agreements after the end of the Cold War, a lot of that needs to be revisited. Trump has the opportunity if he does it right. Now, again, these are heavy stakes. Things could get screwed up, and never underestimate how events can drive the car more so than your plans.
Oh, right.
You ain't God. But the guy really has an opportunity to do some big things at the helm of this country, and so do members of Congress, so do the senators in this country. They set the American people free. They allow more innovation, better technology, and the average person to have a basic go without being coddled into dependency. I don't think he'll recognize this country in a good way in 10 years.
That would be nice, because the path that we were going, I was losing sight of my country quicker and quicker daily. So it's nice to see a big turnaround. If nothing else, a wall that says we're not going any further. Fast, crazy zone. This is it.
Gotta hit a break.
Let's break.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, Rich Thomas here. I'm in Prattville at the Depot Furniture Gallery. The Depot is having an unbelievable sale. They are moving, and with a showroom and warehouse full of inventory, they want to get it sold so they don't have to move it to their new location. With the Depot buying directly from the factories by the truck and container loads, their prices are amazingly low. But now with this moving sale, everything is an additional 50% off the already low sale price. And that includes everything: bedroom, dining room furniture, kitchen islands, entertainment centers, pictures, lamps, and accessories. Also, the 50% sale includes rugs from their rug gallery. The Depot has a great selection of rugs for Oriental weavers and lowly rugs. Trust me, you don't want to miss this 50% off moving sale. The Depot is located at 616 Highway 82 West Prattville, inside Prattville Pickers, hours 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday, and Sunday 1 to 5. Call 334-380-3300 or find the Depot Furniture Gallery on Facebook.
Hey, this is Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. And since we've been advertising on Blue Water, our sales have increased dramatically. Blue Water has a large listening audience that is very faithful to their advertisers, and we greatly appreciate that. If you're thinking about advertising for your business, I would highly recommend Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Is your business feeling the heat of cyber attacks? Tired of worrying about ransomware, data breaches, downtime, and employee mistakes? GTI Managed IT Solutions has been your trusted partner since 1999, safeguarding and supporting businesses like yours from the ever-evolving threats in the digital world. GTI, your peace of mind is guaranteed. Call us today at 819-4650 or visit gtinow.com.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Oh, my old roommate, old friend, we got to get together, man. I mean it. Eric is saying, I think Britt has been a wonderful senator and she's going to drive jobs and opportunities to Alabama. I largely agree with that sentiment. I also would like to see on some of the big votes, like this one upcoming, just a little bit. Generally speaking, I think you're absolutely right, Eric. And yeah, let's do dinner soon, sir. Romex Angler says, get your stretchy pants out and clean, the holidays are coming. This has been a friendly PSA. You got stretchy pants for when you're eating too much?
Yeah. Eating pants.
Sweatpants.
Yeah, just eating pants.
Yeah, eating pants?
Eating pants, baby.
Put on those. I almost imagine you in hammer pants.
Man, I almost bought a pair. I never did, though. I had the parachute pants, and they were really cool. But with hammer pants, I mean, look at me. I wasn't going to be the perfect model that wore hammer pants. I passed on those.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but we could still get some, I'm sure.
Nowadays, probably at a really good deal.
We should get some.
You going to get the gold ones?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
What was that Shaq
Do
movie
it to
where
it
he
like
played the
Ladderfoot.
genie?
Oh.
That's all I could picture.
Wait, is that even real? People swore that he was in a movie.
Yeah, he played a genie in a movie, didn't he? Shaq something?
Hold on. I think that's the Mandela effect thing.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I'm looking it up. Shaq Genie movie. Kazam.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I remember
1996. Okay. Had me worried there for a second because I had fell for that Mandela effect before.
Yeah, I thought that was real. Okay.
Yeah, Shaq's always been one of my favorites, man.
Okay, like I'm trying to figure out what's the theory. A popular internet theory is that Sinbad played a genie in the 90s movie that doesn't actually exist. Many people confuse Kazam, starring Shaq, with Sinbad somehow. Racist. But people are adamant they recall a movie where Sinbad played a magical companion to a young boy. Actually, I kind of remember that too. Now, I remember what's the one where it's like it's the son of a president? Sinbad's great in that one. By the way, I've heard that Sinbad is like one of the best stand-ups you could ever see.
Yeah.
And that he doesn't repeat himself. Like most stand-ups have a
An
set.
act, right.
They said this guy just goes up there and he knows what he's doing from just looking at the town for a day. Yeah, whatever happened to that
I think
guy?
Sinbad, I want to say I've seen something. I'm going to look him up, but I don't think he's in great health right now. Yeah.
Well, that's no fun. Anyway, what did we learn today?
Well, you learned a lot. We learned that pressure from Alabamians and other ones are getting I won't say getting to Katie Britt, but trying to get to Katie Britt.
I'm just asking her to
Get
do
some
the right thing.
encouragement. Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, some folks are asking in nicer ways or meaner ways. Depends on the person asking.
Right.
But I think most of us are asking. Let's make Rick Scott the new Senate Majority Leader. Tuberville put his flag out there.
Sure did. Several of them did, didn't
Yeah. Let's see what happened. Rand Paul clearly behind Rick Scott. Mike
they? Oh,
Lee.
yeah, 100%.
Like in these, well, honestly, somebody like Rand Paul has stood out on his own so long. Like he's kind of used to it. Tuberville, after doing what he did, standing on his own, he's kind of used to it.
You think people in Congress, like behind the scenes, actually talk to Rand, or is he just the lonely guy that just has no friends?
I think it really is like high school.
That's what I wonder. Is he just the guy that's just banished, has no friends? Every once in a while, somebody will look at him and kind of let him know, "Hey, I'm with you, but don't look at me too long."
Right.
That's got to be a miserable.
But that hair is so dreamy.
Dude, he's got some great hair.
That is some good hair. That Rand
Paul
Paul
hair.
Well, I guess normally we talk to Ray Bowles at this
I
time
think
of the
Ray's
day.
a little bit busy. Couldn't get him on the telly.
So y'all check out Prattville Carpet. They're at Prattville Carpet. They can help you with any and all of your flooring needs, including brand new carpet.
That's right.
But it doesn't have to be carpet.
No.
It could be hardwood, traditional hardwood, a luxury vinyl plank.
Exactly
that LVP
right.
is just fantastic.
Good stuff, baby.
Maybe ceramic tile to redo the kitchen or the bathroom.
Backsplash, yeah.
And like an elegant backsplash there. Or maybe it's going to get cooler. You can get heated tile for the
Telling you,
bathroom.
if you ever, Joey, and I'll tell anybody in the world out there, if you ever go into a room that has heated floors, you will want heated floors the rest of your life.
Especially if
It's
you're tired of
amazing.
your wife wearing socks into the bathroom.
Yeah. Heated floors are great.
But they're cold. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore,
honey.
they're not.
Prattville Carpet just installed heated tile.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all check them out today. Call Prattville Carpet at 285-8117. That's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them when you call 285-8117 that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. We also learned that Tom Homan is the border czar.
Yeah.
Elise Stefanik is the UN ambassador.
Seen some more of that Omen guy.
Stephen Miller named deputy chief of staff. You know, you never need to judge people by, like, you go through life going, well, you never know who's going to rise up. Stephen Miller used to send me when I was just a lowly producer.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm working for Greg. He would send me emails to set up interviews with Senator Sessions.
Oh, cool.
And to go from that guy who's a comms person, advisor to Jeff Sessions, to now he is deputy chief of staff of the United States of America. Just never know who you're going to run into.
Yeah. Don't burn no bridges, Joey.
I was a big old libertarian back then. No, but I always got along with him. Like, yeah, it's just you're setting up interviews. You're not going to be mean to one another.
Of course not. Professional.
Yeah. Right. And we also learned that Bitcoin is booming like crazy today.
Now, I've been meaning to ask you, is that the only cryptocurrency that's kind of on fire?
No, Ethereum's doing very well, too.
It's just funny because that's one old guy like me, and I guess old people, they know that one, and Trump's talked about that one. That's why I was wondering if it's just that.
No, there are a few others doing well. When Bitcoin does well, the whole ecosystem tends to do well.
Yeah, high tide floats all boats, Joey.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sam, or Vote Spam, you dirty dog, said enjoyed most of the show.
Oh, that's good.
He says, time to change the moniker. What demonic? What moniker? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I ain't know, man.
Hey, you dirty dog. How about this? Let's get out of here because happy hour with Greg Budell.
Next.
Rosie Brock. Hey, I think David Blackman's on today.
Nice.
Journeying into the idiocracy. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Manhattan Judge Juan Merchan says he will rule Tuesday on the president-elect's request to toss his hush-money verdict conviction because of a Supreme Court ruling that gave presidents broad protection from prosecution. The president-elect's lawyers have been fighting for months to reverse his conviction. President Biden and President-elect Trump will be meeting Wednesday in the Oval Office. The word comes Saturday from the White House. Firefighters continue making progress against a large wildfire burning northwest of Los Angeles in Ventura County. The mountain fire, reported to be just over 30% contained now. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 290 points, but the Nasdaq Composite 6 points in the red. This is SRN News.
Our nation's problems have been building for the past 50 years, and they're not going away overnight, which is why we must prepare now for a financial collapse that will affect the entire economy. The good news is there's an easy way to do that. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe everyone